for you. Tales from the crypto where the shadows come alive. In the dark of the night, when the moon's hanging low, there's a place where the wildest of tales start to grow. Below the skeleton, with his funny grin, and Vault his co-host, let the stories begin. From the paranormal to the political scene, we dive into the unknown, if you know what I mean. Cryptocurrency madness, gaming world so vast, we're bringing you the future and echoes from the past. Tales from the crypto where the shadows come alive. Mo and Vault are your guides, let's take a dive. In the crypto secrets we unravel the law. Hold on tight, cause we've got so much more. Whispers of ghosts in the halls of the old, haunted by the memories of stories untold. Political shadows creeping in the night. Mo and Vault, we're shining the light. From the paranormal to the political scene, we dive into the unknown, if you know what I mean. Cryptocurrency madness, gaming world so vast, we're bringing you the future and echoes from the past. Tales from the crypto where the shadows come alive. Mo and Vault are your guides, let's take a dive. In the crypto secrets we unravel the law. Hold on tight, cause we've got so much more. In the world of games where the legends are born, Vault's got the cheat codes and Mo's level one. Digital currency's changing the game. The world's in our hands and nothing's the same. Politics brewing like a storm in the night. We dig deep to find what's wrong and what's right. Specters of the past and futures untold. Mo and Vault, we're breaking the mold.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to this week's Tales from the Crypto. And as you might be able to tell already, I might be sounding a little bit funny today. Got some dental work done yesterday. I didn't know they was going to put this spacer in my mouth up against the roof of my mouth. So it feels like my mouth is full. It's going to be hard for me to speak. So I'm going to let Mo do most of the talking. But once he starts getting to these right-wing talking points, I might have to break in there. I'll do the best I can. What's up, Mo? Happy Tuesday. How you doing this week, my dude?
What up, brother? What up, chat? Yeah, man. So you got some work done. Happy for you. I feel like I'm a trendsetter again. You know, I started getting shit done and was like, oh, I gotta get it done. Gotta get it done. You know? No, I'm only kidding. You know, listen, I'm glad you finally took the initiative. It's when I got my shit done, bro, I was sitting on it for so long, and I'm like, how do I get it done? We got a commission, yada, yada, yada. And I'm still out of commission on mine, as we've talked about. I'm glad you're feeling all right. And yeah, I thought this was going to be a right-wing show, chat. If I'm being honest, I thought we were going to be doing a lot of right-wing talking points. But Vault's a stronger man than me, apparently. And we were talking about it before the show, but I do think, in hindsight, I wish I would have not did my bottoms. I think doing my bottoms, because they were so healthy, is why I'm having a hard time healing. So I feel like that might have been a good way to go. So
I hear a lot of people say that the bottoms are a lot harder than the tops.
Yeah, and I was telling you too, especially when it comes to chewing, talking, basically any daily activity. It definitely seems easier when the bottoms are natural teeth. So in my mind, if I can pull it off, I think I might just do like the post implants and then do a bridge on the bottom.
Nice.
And then just keep the dentures on top, because I don't really know if I want to go around dealing with the shit I've been dealing with for the past couple months. I told you nowadays, and I told chat, and I've told my own stream, I don't even wear the bottoms anymore. And I've actually read people, when they do this on purpose, they train their lower jaws to be like, they rip through fucking steak and everything with no dentures.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I think because my bottoms already had a lot of teeth out on the back from my accident, they never actually bonded those, they just ripped them out. So I used to chew on there all the time anyway, and it got me thinking, I'm like, it's already kind of tough enough. So even, I've tried it. I was ripping through steak with no bottoms, and it seems pretty legit. So I'm going to give that a shot. And like I was telling you, nobody even knows. I told my girls always like, I can't even tell. My boy, anybody else I see that know I got my teeth done, like, oh, let me see the bottoms, and I'm like, I'm not even wearing them, and they actually don't believe it at the time. But
yeah, everybody talks different. Some people talk and they show their top teeth while they're talking. Some people show their bottom teeth while they're talking. I don't know about me. I just kind of show both a little bit. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Delino City had some teeth pulled also. 4 teeth pulled last week. So he knows what we're going through. Shout out to Alejandro.
All right, Danny.
What's up, Alejandro? Good to see you, my man. We got Grandma Moore here. Good to see you, Grandma Moore. Abdullah's in the chat. Man, there's a couple of RIPs we got to get to. I know Mo is definitely shooken up over Ozzy Osbourne, and Grandma Moore pointed out that Theo Huxtable also passed away this week. So some RIPs there. Ouch.
Yeah, Theo Huxtable was a big old part of my childhood, man. I love the Cosby Show, and I even watched his shows like Malcolm and Eddie and stuff like that afterwards. I thought he was a really funny guy. Yeah, that's a shame. That's an absolute shame. And then Ozzy, you know, I almost canceled the damn show. I don't really, I don't want to start talking about it too much, I guess. But obviously, I'm a musician, grew up doing music, my dad, studio, all that good stuff. And without Ozzy, I don't really know if I would have been into music. I feel like Ozzy / Dimebag. I mean, those were like my main idols growing up. And I wasn't a big Black Sabbath guy, but once he hooked up with Randy Rhoads in the 80s and started doing like the Blizzard of Oz, and then they got into the Crazy Train, and then when Ozzy went off solo and did, you know, what was the album that came out in like 97? The Ozman Comet, I think it was. Bro, there's a song on there, Perry Mason. Actually, no, it was on Osmosis, but there was a remake on it. Do you know the song I'm talking about, Perry Mason?
No, I don't really listen to that kind of music much.
It is probably one of the most iconic like metal riffs that most people probably don't know the song, but anybody that knows it, when they hear that opening riff, bro, it's like, I don't even know. I gotta tell you, that's why I don't know. I'm going down some crazy rabbit holes, man. Ozzy was a huge part of my life growing up. And that absolutely
got a lot of big fans that are upset about it today. I seen that all
shook
over
me
Twitter.
up.
Shout out to Rob T's in the chat. Good to see you, my man. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I know a lot of people were asking about new UFO videos last week and the week before that. So we figured this week we'd make our paranormal topic new UFO videos. Can y'all understand me? I mean, am I doing all right? Because I feel like I sound
doing great.
as hell. Okay.
You're doing great. Trust me, I always thought I was way worse than I was, but you're good.
It sounds weird to me listening to it back, but and then we got lots of topics to talk about when it comes to sports. We're going to introduce you guys to a new phenom in the world of kickboxing. We're going to show you the new Chun-Li. She's badass. And then there's, of course, Trump trying to get the Redskins to change their name back to the Redskins and the Indians as well. And then the WNBA All-Star, all the girls were wearing "Pay Us What You Owe Us," which I got some words to say about that as well. But we better start off with our paranormal topic. I know Mo's got some UFO videos pulled up that we're going to look at. I try to find ones that happened within the last month because everybody's like,
this is an example
since everybody
of
has
one of the
phones
UFOs
in their pockets at all times and cameras in their pockets at all times, we should be seeing lots more UFO videos. And we actually are seeing lots more UFO videos. I just don't think they're publicized as much as they used to be because they're so common these days. So these are going to be some more recent UFO videos that have happened within the last month.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull them up here. There we go. All right, so the first one I think that we had here was what the Mosul Orb. So it's from a few weeks ago. CIA filmed UFO footage that you had sent me over here.
Yeah, all these metal orbs are ridiculous to me because the videos we've been seeing of them are so clear and crisp, and they come from the military, so you know that they're real. And I don't think they're like from another world, but they're definitely something that we don't know what it is. Like, they're not being publicized, so I don't know if it's some type of military equipment that we have or some military equipment that another country has, and we don't know what it is.
I mean, and we've talked about it, obviously, with, I hate to always kind of circle back, but it's hard not to. Tesla. I mean, a lot of Tesla's inventions, a lot of stuff that he wrote about and documented was very much based around these ideas. So, and that is still stuff that we've never even seen released. That was redacted information from the released Tesla files. So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, it really looks like we're looking at some anti-gravitational, could be hydropropulsion. I mean, it would make sense, right? Because if you ever see these when they do like the heat signatures on these things, it always looks like there's some like little smoke or some like particles that come out, and it would make sense if it was hydrogen based, right? Because you get that little bit of smoke or like the steam that comes out, right? It would make sense if that's the way they're running it. And honestly, how else would they be operating, right? I mean, these things aren't running on gasoline.
The wild thing is that they're circular, so they have no aerodynamics.
Well, no, but the idea of the anti-gravitational hydropropulsion engines or whatever is the fact that they can move on a dime and they can bob and weave, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like that. Who was the other country that... Oh, I actually had a video. Oh, I'm like, what? Why is there a Nintendo 64 video playing? Turn off autoplay. Turn off autoplay. Yeah, I think a lot of it comes back to, you know, the same type of technology. And remind me at the end of this, I do have something that I didn't even tell you about that I wanted to bring up that was kind of based on this too. So that was the Mosul Orb. If chat has anything to say about this one. Real or fake, chat? What do we think?
That's just one of several orbs that look just like that that they filmed over there in the Middle East. But then there's that one of the airline pilots filmed from the cockpit that we showed on here a couple months ago that was also super, super clear. Those metal orbs trip me out.
Yeah, and even like, again, some of the videos we've gone over on this show, we've broken them down where they were doing like the thing overseas where they had the planes flying and they caught these orbs that were going in and out of the exhaust. Like, people could say CGI, or blah, 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 blah. Listen, when people do that shit in After Effects, you can usually tell there's some sort of trace in the video. But when they go in and out of the smoke so perfect, and the way that they move and they do all this shit, it I don't know, man. I'm a big, big believer that not only our country, but I mean every other country is also developing something similar. And like they say, right, if whatever we see, they got 20 years ahead of that. So we're not even seeing that shit yet. You know?
Dan K's in the chat. Good to see you, my man. We're going over some UFO videos from the last month that people have caught on tape.
Now the next one that we gone over here was was it Massachusetts? Mysterious object falling from the sky.
This one might be a couple months ago because I did see this before already once. There's like a whole newscast about it, and it looks like a missile that's coming down from the sky and it disappears behind the house. There's no explosion or anything afterwards, and I don't know what it could be. And this one's pretty well documented, like you can see. The news is over there doing a report on it. The hell is that? Shout out to Big Gates in the chat. What's up, Big Gay?
So I've tried to do some research on some wild shit here and there. A lot of times when you find these videos and people are like, oh, they look like, you know, spaceships, they look like, you know, falling meteorites or pieces of comets that have hit the atmosphere, right? And one thing they always say to look at is you look at like the trajectory of how these things are coming in. Because based on the way that the Earth is spinning and the way that the meteorites or pieces would come into the atmosphere, they would never come straight down. They would always come in on some sort of like angle, and it's not always the same angle, but it's always very similar. So yeah, I mean, because think about it, if something's plummeting out of the sky, right? It's usually already in the atmosphere and it's just plummeting. So it usually finds like a straight line, you'll just see it dropping down. But coming in from outside the atmosphere creates, like I said, almost like this natural angle at all times. So that's usually what I kind of look at. I mean, even looking at this, I mean, it looks like it's on some sort of angle. It's got some, that's like fucking flashing lights or some type of thruster on it. What is that?
It's falling very fast. Like if it was free falling, it should be falling faster.
Yeah, oh, exactly, because it would accelerate the further it goes, right?
Yeah, you double your speed like every second when you free fall. Depending on like something like that, where the speed doubles every interval. And it doesn't look like it's going down fast. So
this one's kind of wild, man. Yeah, it almost looks like it's trying to like when Elon does like the rocket retrieval, he's like the thrusters try to kick in and like pump it back up to, you know, counteract any speed. It almost looks like it's doing that, but like upside down, which wouldn't really make sense. Could you be propelling it quicker into the ground? But
plus, if it was something like that, I think the news would know about it whenever they called about it and went to do a report.
Yeah, I mean, is this Fox News? Because if it's Fox News, you know.
Oh, I think we figured out what it is now. Dan K says that's his mom-in-law. It was a prank that he played on her. Stop talking about it. What the?
Oh,
Okay.
shit, alright.
I didn't. All right. Big A says it looks like a weather balloon with some instruments attached at the bottom. It does kind of look like like a balloon.
That's what I thought was on top. It was like some sort of like weird parachute thing, but then I saw him like almost like light up, like igniting. What? Right there.
I thought it was fire at the top at first, but I can't see it from here very well. I could see where it could be the balloon also.
Huh. Pretty cool.
Yep.
Pretty cool. That's what happens when you're stuck in the world of fucking coding for the past 3 weeks. All these videos have been for the past 3 weeks, and I haven't seen any of them.
NK says, has Mo ever left New York?
Yeah, I've left New York. Never left the country. I've left New York.
He came to my house in Indiana. So
Yeah, I
there you
did.
go.
That's right. I made a road trip.
There you go.
But even outside of that, I mean, I've pretty much all the way up and down the West Coast, Florida, up and down the East Coast. Never really been to like America's heartland in the middle of the country, but
You ain't missing
yeah.
much. Big Gay said it could be a reflection looking like fire, and it looks like a parachute because it's a deflated balloon. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's like an alien spacecraft, but nobody's figured exactly out what that is.
yeah, I mean, listen, some people might, think it, but we don't always go the alien route. At least I don't. I know Vault
Unidentified
doesn't.
means unidentified.
Now,
Yeah. Do you have any more?
this is
Mo?
another one that you sent over. This is the FAA blocked this UFO video.
No, it's just the very first video that I wanted to talk about. This got captured on a Ring video. It's going to play again the second time. The rest of the video is trash, but this, I don't know what the hell that is. And somebody did catch that on the Ring camera. What do you think that is?
You said it's going to play that Ring footage again?
It already did. Played
Oh.
it twice, at least from what I can see. I might be delayed. But I bet there's been some cool stuff that's been caught on Ring Video. But Ring Video kind of has like this awkward concave camera that can make some visual effects happen. Yeah, here it is.
I mean, this will be some crazy visual effects. That looks like some Star Wars shit, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
This
what
looks
the
like
hell?
some fucking After Effects.
Oh, that could be it too.
That looks like some After Effects shit to me. I mean, this looks like a,
But it goes with
Like-
the concaveness of the camera. So, I mean, that would have to be some pretty good editing.
well, because, you could do the footage and then just throw the concave effect on in After Effects
Right.
after the fact. I
I
mean,
thought it looked cool.
it does look cool. But I'm saying, like, a lot of the times when we see this stuff, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But then I see this and I'm like, oh, okay, wait a second. I'm like, I've seen this before. When you upgrade your hyperdrive, your warp drive in No Man's Sky.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just
It
feel
is
like
so
when we
lit.
start hitting, yeah, it's like, got the Star Wars beams coming out and like the fucking, that looks pretty wild. But I mean,
Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Dan K says the big news, Mo and Vault live streaming on Sunday. The Spider-Man drop. I was planning on streaming the new red metallic drop, but there's a little bit of controversy behind that drop. I think we'll wait till we get to the VeVe section at the end of the live stream to talk about it, but some people are upset about that drop. It does look like a good drop to go for, and I just got my computer out of the shop like 3 hours ago. I haven't hooked it up yet. But
Let's
I should
go.
be down to do a little bit of streaming this weekend.
all right. Yeah, so that was the blocked FAA video that Vault had uncovered. And I think that was the last of the UAP you sent me, right? But I did have one. Oh, you know what sucks sometimes when I do this? Let me see. Alright. I just don't want to dox my fucking Twitter, because sometimes I bookmark some wild shit.
So do I.
You know what I bookmark a lot nowadays? Cat videos. I don't know. It just happened. These fucking wild ass cat videos started popping up. Let's see. I don't know if I had it
New
here.
AI cat videos. They always have cats like doing people's jobs in the AI videos, and they get like millions and millions of views. I'm like, this is so stupid. Then I watch it. I'm like, I kind of enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, those are great. And now you got the we watched one of them when they first came out with the cats and doing like the the high dive
Yep, I
and like
think I saw
the
that.
springboard stuff, but now they have them with all the animals, bro. There was one with like a horse and all these crazy things. I'm looking at some of the comments, and one dude was just like, "Bro, I really thought this was real until the gorillas showed up." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah,
Oh,
they
so you just
talk
think?
about the Bigfoot one where he does he's like doing a live stream, an IRL Twitch stream, and it's Bigfoot the whole time.
Oh, I saw that one too. Yeah, but no, the one I was talking about was like a high dive video, just like the cats, where they were like doing like the tucks and like triple flips or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
There was like horses doing like double backflips, and then like the gorilla got up. But just the one comment was like, I really thought this was real until the gorilla got up there. I was like, all right, so horses doing double backflips off the springboard are just normal. Gotcha. Yeah, let's see. So it was I'm pretty sure we have one too.
What's up, biggest bro? Good to see you, my man.
Okay, here it is. So this is from China. China.
I like China.
Also might have been something that we might have talked about quickly. We talked about the birds. I know we talked about the birds. But this, you heard about this? The mosquito micro drone?
I know.
So, you know the old expression, right? Oh, to be a fly on the wall, right?
Yeah.
So, the more I read into this a little bit earlier in the week, apparently the CIA has their own version of this that they use, and they've been developing for like, and they use in Iraq, where it basically just looks like a mosquito or like a fly on the wall, and it's got cameras, it's got fucking microphones, it's got sensors, it's got everything that you need to basically get intel and fucking spy. But this one, I guess, that the Chinese made is like a mosquito-sized fucking micro drone, and it looks pretty crazy. Now, you could imagine if they really started. Remember, we showed that the drone shit, where it's like one drone, it opens up the fucking side doors, and you get like 1,000 more to fly out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Think about the fucking havoc that these things could cause, bro. These things are tiny, way tinier than the North Korean spy birds that they made that we looked at. These are way smaller, apparently, than the ones the CIA made for us. Like, interesting shit.
If they don't have that technology yet, they will soon. So I mean, we might as well just expect to be listened to at all times. But then again, our devices are listening to us anyway.
So our devices listen exactly. That's why people are like, oh, I'm fucking against this, that, and the government, they'll spy. I'm like, well, then throw away your cell phone because you're just making it easy for them. But we also made it easy for them, right, with the Patriot Act, right, after 9/11. So, you know, because that was something that, shit, both sides, left, right, center, everyone was trying to spy on the public. And because if you understand what the public wants or what they think, it's easier to control them. And it just made it easier after 9/11 with the Patriot Act. Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was interesting. I meant to send it to you earlier in the week, but then I probably went down some weird coding rabbit hole and I forgot.
Big Gay says the Twitter algorithm gave him a video of dogs getting fed chocolate right before getting put down, so they know the joy of chocolate right before dying. Yeah, that's pretty good, sad. But then again, if you got to put them down anyway, maybe it's not that bad. Shout out to VeVe Pooski's in the chat. What's up, Pooski? It has been a while. I'm going to try to live stream this weekend. I guess it's Sunday that the big drop is, so keep an eye out for that. You won't have to watch the Team Move version of it, the vault stream anymore. Dan K says RIP to Ozzy. Don't know if you guys addressed that. Yeah. Mo's a big Ozzy fan, so he got hit hard by that. We talked about Theo Huxtable passing away as well. What's up, Tito420? Good to see you, my man. Says it's a good time to be alive. Might be a good time to be a VeVe investor the way that things are going. We're going to talk about that when we get to sports. Do you want to go ahead and move to sports first or next, Mo? Because that's one thing I wanted to talk about was the Mr. Mancave scandal.
Yes, let me pull this up.
If you're just joining us, sorry if I sound weird today. I had some dental work done yesterday. I got this big piece up in the roof of my mouth. I feel like my mouth is full, but I'm trying to tough it out.
All right, so the Mr. Mancave was this was a dude who dealt with autographs and memorabilia, and apparently this guy made over $350 million selling fake sports memorabilia. So
Yeah, very dear and near to my heart because I'm an autograph collector in particular, especially sports autographs, and that's exactly what these guys dealt with. It was like three guys, and they were from Carmel, Indiana, which is about an hour north of where I'm at, also, and they were getting tons and tons of autographed memorabilia from big names, and they were even get the holograms, the holographs, and they were supplying it out to other big companies, and they've been doing this for years and years. And then earlier this week, one of my few Facebook groups that I am a participant in, this guy posted this big long message about how this whole entire time he worked for Mr. Mancave, that they've been scamming the entire time and they've been faking all these autographs. And when Kobe passed away, they put out 50,000 different fake autographs of Kobe. And one of the guys in the company was a Tom Brady specialist. He put out over 100,000 items of Tom Brady autographed memorabilia that was actually fake. And they've been doing this for a long time. Mike Trout's another one that did a lot of fake stuff. And he put all this information out into one big post, and he talked about how they were controlling the whole industry, blah, blah, blah. And then that night he killed himself. So this has been a pretty big scandal in the baseball card industry. A lot of people feel like the stuff they have, they don't know exactly where, I mean, no matter where they got it from, it could have originally came from Mr. Mancave and it could be fake. And I'm really glad I sold all my autographs back in during the pandemic because right now the prices of autograph collectibles are dropping like a rock, of course, because of this.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of that market was already kind of struggling, right? 'Cause we had it kind of boomed or whatever during COVID. People had a lot of fuck you money. They were buying shit, and then like, oh, prices started to come back down, whatever. And now with this, it's like, yeah, it's really not that good for it. And a buddy of mine, we talked about it a few weeks ago, last week. You know, he's all into trying to find some Caitlin Clark, you know, autographed and authenticated. And I even told him, even before we knew about this, I was like, man, I'm like, bro, like he's sending me like $2,000-$3,000 cards, and I'm like, bro, you got to be careful, man. I'm like, because you really don't know who the hell it's coming from, where it's coming from. I'm like, yeah, I can tell you I'm a certified authenticated dealer, but you know, good luck getting your money back if you're wrong. You know what I mean? And if it's like $20-$30, $25, I'd be like, maybe I'll take a shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was one pack that he sent me. And he actually wanted picking him up. It was cheap. But it said, like, on there, 1 of 6,000, right?
Right.
But they all say 1 of 6,000. Because, yeah, there's 6,000 printed, and this happens to be 1 of 6,000. So they market it that way. But they're not actually numbered. So it's not like you have number 1. It doesn't say number. There is no number 2, number 3, number 4 of 6,000. They all just say 1 out of 6,000 because that's technically what it is. You know what I mean? So I try to explain to him and kind of brush him up on this shit. But
especially if it's not a good card company that says 1 of 6,000, it could actually be 1 of 600,000, and you wouldn't know the difference because, like you said, they're not actually numbered.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, it's a like very, very dangerous world.
Dan K's talking about how 3D printing will make it hard to know authentic autographs soon. It's not even just that, man. I've already thought of this like a long time ago. It's the fact that baseball cards in general, comic books in general, eventually the technology is going to be there to where you can print out a 1952 baseball card that looks so much like a 1952 baseball card that you can't tell the difference from an original and the one that you just printed. It's going to be the same for
no, but you would be able to. The autograph wouldn't authenticate, especially if they tried to print the autograph, because then when you start getting into like the different types of ink, how it sits on paper over time.
I'm an autograph specialist, so I know all about that. You can tell when it's live ink or not. I'm just talking about the baseball card itself. Like a 1952 Mickey Mantle Topps is worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars, but the technology is going to eventually exist to where somebody can just print out a 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle that's going to look exactly like the original. And then
the scary part is, you know, we get to like quantum AI, it's going to be like, I want a 7.2 graded PSA Mickey Mantle rookie card, because then you wouldn't want to be printing out fucking PSA 10, because who the fuck would believe that? You really want to be trying to do it. Like I said, I want a 7.2, I want a 5.1 PSA, shit, I want a fucking 1.3 where the fucking 90% of the cards falling apart, you know what I mean? Just to make it look fucking as legit as you possibly can.
So Ryan's in the chat. Good to see you, my man. Alejandro says, can't trust anyone anymore. Even Topps released some fake message autos. PSA won't authenticate them. Yeah, and those Mr. Mancave guys supplied some autographs to big companies like that too, and they passed authentication, but now we know they weren't actually authentic. Authentic. Shout out to WAP, man, Mr. OG's here. Blockchain technology solved this. That was my point. Maybe the collectibles we should be collecting, I hate to say it, or the VeVe collectibles. Those are the ones that you can't counterfeit. Eventually, you're going to be able to counterfeit a 1939 Marvel Comics book. I mean, eventually they're going to be able to create those themselves, but you can't counterfeit a Marvel Comics book that's on the blockchain. It's got an address. I don't know. Dan had said
All
they would figure it
facts.
out. Only person in my family I trust is our dog, and he'd give us away for a donut. That's true. That's so true. What's up, Richie Rich? Good to see you, my man. It has been a while. Like I was telling people in the chat earlier, I'm going to try to live stream Sunday's VeVe drop. So come hang out with us on Sunday if you want to go put that drop. I think it's one worth going for. All right, but no, that was one thing in sports, and like I said, that's really near and dear to me because I'm a big autograph collector. I'm gonna start offloading the rest of my autographs now because the market is just gonna be crushed because of this. And I think in the future, like I was saying, this is gonna affect all physical collectible markets. You'd be able to print out your own Funko Pop. I mean, how does that make Funko Pops worth anything if anybody can make one that they want? Same with baseball cards. But there's this girl that I want to show you guys when we talked about sports here from Japan. She's a new kickboxer, right? She's brand new. They're calling her the new Chun-Li. I don't know if a lot of people have heard about her yet because she just started kickboxing less than a year ago. She had 2 amateur fights and she destroyed the competition so bad that they had to go ahead and bump her up to a professional in her 3rd fight. And she destroyed the professional as well. She has her own style that she uses. Mo, you got any video of her? She just kicks the
Yeah, I got
crap
it up
out of
here right
people.
now.
Oh, do you? Man, this girl's wow. She might be the GOAT of kickboxing. She's brand new. She doesn't look at her while she's doing this too. She ain't even trying. What do you think about her, Mo?
Oh, it's cool, man. Listen, I was never a fighter in my lifetime, but I've had to scrap. And listen, I love throwing fucking feet, and I love throwing fucking legs. And you know, my boy was a 2nd-degree black belt. Fucking, I had learned all sorts of cool fucking little techniques over the years. And oh yeah, bro, if I can get away with doing this in like a real fight or a day-to-day fight, I'd 100% fight like this. This is sick. But it's cool. Like she's like a fucking Gumby with her leg. Like I said, very much like Chun-Li from Street Fighter, right?
Yeah, apparently she even said during a press conference too, she's like, why should I learn more moves? I got one move and it works. That's all I need.
I feel like I don't know too much about this style or what they're allowed to do or not allowed to do, but I feel like this is some sort of like MMA situation. Remember like Anderson Silva, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
So that guy would throw some crazy fucking legs, a lot of them illegal too. But, you know, I remember watching him throw fucking kicks at guys and just like they grab his fucking leg and like do all sorts of like takedown maneuvers and Krav Maga. I don't know what, I'm not too familiar with all that shit, but like all sorts of weird shit to this guy. So the idea is like if you put him in a certain fight scenario, they do great. But if you open up the fucking floodgates and say, well, now you can grapple, takedowns, and whatever, is this chick really still that crazy? Like, I feel like some would be able to just take this bitch down, no?
I mean, I think if she was fighting against some dudes, yeah, but I think she is way above all the other girls at this point.
But even like,
nobody
just
had
this one
the
fight,
answer for
right?
that. What's that?
Well, even in this one fight that she had here that we're watching, there's a few times where the other girl, she has a few opportunities where she gets some shots off, or she has a chance to like even like hug her or just slam her to the ground. I don't know. I guess they
Shooting
can't.
And I haven't seen her get hit much. She might have a glass jaw. You might hit her a couple of times and it completely throws her off. But she's had 3 fights so far and she's dominated the competition in all 3. Shout out to Bruin88 in the chat with that new Todd McFarlane badge. Let's go. What's up, Bruin88? Good to see you, my man.
This was
let's
slick
see
right here, though. There's a
the
few times she
chat
does it in
about
this fight. When instead of like guarding or just trying to dodge the punch, she'll slide back as she throws her foot up and then throw the foot. It's actually kind of insane.
Yeah, it's like she can do like a 2-part move with it, which is pretty awesome. Like did he say it's like it's zero telegraphing that kick. It's just like boom, kick to the face, no matter what they do. That foot is just ready to hit it. Richie Rich said she'd get dropped so quick if you could grapple, and it's kickboxing, so I don't think you could grapple. And she looks like she's skinny, she breaks like a twig, so you're probably right about that. But in the sport that she is participating in, kickboxing, she's kicking some butt.
I found this training video of her.
Oh yeah. Nice little butt too. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the form here, Chad. All right, get your freaking head out the gutter. But look at this form, dude. She's sliding across the entire gym like this and doesn't lose balance, doesn't tip over. Just this is actually insane.
Yeah, I would like to see her next fight. I wish it was like on pay-per-view to a point to where I could watch it. But I have no idea when her next fight is. But she's gonna be a badass.
I bet you there are fights on Pluto. Everything's on Pluto now.
Well, there's ppv.wtf. Don't tell anybody I told you, but you can watch any pay-per-view on that website. All right.
Yes, we're looking at the form, Denny. Exactly.
Chill out, kidding.
Pay attention to the form.
We got lots of sports topics to talk about today. The next one I want to talk about is the WNBA. They had their All-Star game this weekend, and all the girls came out in the All-Star game wearing the same shirt, and the shirt said, "Pay us what you owe us." And then I think the crowd was chanting, "Pay them, pay them." And I know Mo is a big WNBA fan these days. So what do you think about that, Mo? Should they pay them what they own?
I mean, I also saw people break out the actual match. So if you take how much money the WNBA is losing on a yearly basis, they should actually be paying the WNBA if you really want to get down to brass taxes. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was actually kind of fucked up. I understand making a statement, but it's like, bro, just shut up and dribble. Like, you just go out there, play the fucking game. You'll get compensated over time. I actually thought the press conference from that other broad. You hear me?
Yeah, I was just making sure you could hear me.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, my mouse.
You might have dropped out for a second. Sorry.
The mic works, then no time.
I thought the press conference from that other broad was a kind of disrespectful more than the fucking t-shirts.
What'd she say?
You know, got her name, and she was like, yeah, and I don't want to, you know, tattletale or really talk about, but, you know, nobody from Team Clark showed up to the meeting. I was just like, bro, it's fucking crazy that nobody attacks women more than women. It actually blows my mind at like how catty and fucking disgusting they are. You had a perfect opportunity. They're talking about unity. They're talking about standing together and getting what they deserve together. And then you got this broad that goes out and runs that comment. It's like, well, let's just throw that whole fucking event out the window. You ruined it.
They were just starting to get a little bit of traction. They're starting to get people like you watching, and they're just going to scare people away with this crap because nobody's going to be happy with them saying, "Pay us what you owe us." Well, we all know, A, the WNBA don't make no money, and B, none of these teams could beat a high school basketball team. And they definitely couldn't beat a college basketball team. They cannot beat any high school state champion team. I mean, have you watched them play? It's like watching kids play. So
yeah, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Caitlin Clark. No, don't ever make me a WNBA lover.
I'm trying.
But I am just saying I appreciate and I love what she's doing for her sport and for her game. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, again, we're still talking about guys like, was it Brittany Griner and Angel Reese? I mean, listen, if these are the other people you got to talk about in WNBA, that's a problem. Because, you know, one, I am absolutely convinced it's a dude. Even during an interview, I'm like, how is this not a dude? And then, you know, the stuff that, like, Angel Reese will try to do and play the whole race card, and it's just, it doesn't make sense to me, man. I appreciate what they're doing, but I don't know why they're doing it. Like I said, just shut up, dribble, play ball, and, you know, you'll get what's rightfully deserved.
Well, I was watching Jules Arena. They were having their podcast talking about this and saying if they want to make more money, they need to bring more viewers, so they need it to be more exciting. And one of the suggestions that one of them made was, what if they lowered the goals to like 9 foot so they could dunk and stuff? You think that's a bad idea or a good idea?
I'm on board with it, but I think a lot of players wouldn't be, because as an athlete, you start really getting used to a certain height, a certain thing of a rim, especially when it comes to like shooting.
Clark. It would hurt Clark.
Yeah, you're right. It would probably hurt her big time because her arc would probably have a hard time at 9 feet, like that rainbow drop. But I mean, there was an old speaking of R.I.P. Norm Macdonald skit on SNL. You remember this one?
Which one?
When the WNBA first came out, They said the WNBA plans on, after its inaugural season, they plan on upgrading the league and making huge, exciting changes. He's like, they're adding the 3-point line back, they're doing something else, and they're replacing them with men. Because like I said, it's just, and back then we know that a lot of that was just what the public was thinking back then. He would say it. And because again, nobody really, especially back then, nobody took that shit serious. I remember when the WNBA first came out, seeing like the Lisa Leslie's and the early battles, and I'm just watching it going, what the hell is this? It's a far cry from what we had now. Again, it's a little more entertaining today, I think. Maybe entertainment's just that bad. Maybe I'm fucking delusional. And maybe that, like, TV, movies, video games, everything is so fucking bad that I'm like, you know what? WNBA, give it a shot.
At least it's real. Brew88 says Shaq said they should lower the rims also. Yeah, I mean, if they did lower the rims, Angel Reese would be a beast, finally. I like Angel Reese, but she can't hit a layup. She's a little bit closer, a foot closer to the goal. Maybe she'd be hitting them layups. People would be dunking all the time. I think it could be more interesting to watch. I like the idea personally. Maybe not 9 feet. I don't know exactly how much they were planning on lowering it, but I have seen people in the WNBA dunk before. It's only happened a couple times. I think Candace Parker dunked on a fast break once. But yeah, I like the idea myself. DLC says Simpsons predicted the WNBA will become the NBA. The way things are going, it's hard to think that's not far from the truth. How would the WNBA become the NBA? I don't get that. I think college basketball will become the NBA before the WNBA because college basketball is funner to watch than the WNBA. Dan K says, do y'all guys want to get an OG fantasy football league going? Let's go. Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, not a bad idea.
I want to play fantasy basketball. Is that even a thing? All right, and the next sports topic.
Yeah, people do fantasy basketball.
We got a lot of sports topics today. The next sports topic is, this kind of bleeds into politics a little bit. So Trump has come out and said that if the Washington Commanders don't change the name back to the Washington Redskins, then he's not going to allow them to get funding for a new stadium or something. And he also said the Indians need to change their name back too. I don't understand why this dude has a say in it at all. It seems ridiculous, but I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that it's just another attempt to distract from the Epstein scandal. So, Mo, what do you think? Should the Commanders change their name back to the Redskins because Donald Trump said so?
Not because Donald Trump said so, but it always seemed like the people that controlled the league and the people that paid for the league really cared about the names more than the people that supposedly were offended by it. So I don't really know. I don't really know if the Commanders are a better name than the Redskins. Again, so a lot of tribes that were like, well, that's our heritage and that's what we love and that's, you're erasing our history too. Same with the Cleveland Indians.
Who said that? I mean, are there Indians that really said that? Because, I mean, if it was maybe
plenty of tribes. And even here on Long Island, we have the same issue. They try to wipe away their fucking tribes.
The Navajos or the Washington Comanches or something, I understand that. But the Redskins, that's like saying the New York Whiteskins, the New York Crackers or something. I mean, that seems pretty messed up. The Redskins.
Not really the same. And I think the fact is that you didn't really even try to save their heritage or, their history by going to the Commanders. I mean, again, if you could have went some sort of other Indian name, like at least, so here's what I always said, right? The Indians, the baseball one made more sense to me. Because at least in Cleveland, you have those guardian towers that are the guardians of the city, right? So at least you kind of try to tie into that, and even though it's not the same tribal, name that people know, I don't know. To me, it just always seemed like a weird. And again, we had it happen here on Long Island, all over the place, because we have a lot of tribal Native Indian places here, and they would just obliterate it off the fucking map with the name changes, especially after the whole BLM stuff. It's like, oh, rip down all these statues, remove the history, make people forget about it, like. That shit, I'm not saying that shit definitely was happening. And I witnessed it here firsthand. So, from that regard, I never really thought they should have changed the name in the first place. Now, should you have one guy up there being like, I demand you to change or you don't get any funding? No, I think it's a weird way to put your foot down, if I'm being honest. Again, I'm not going to, because both things can be true here. I can, to me, that's just the way I see it, but.
I don't think it's a horrible thing if they change it back. Wouldn't break my heart or anything, but I'm not a Native American either. Let's see what the chat thinks. Dan K says, apparently a 17-year-old French chick dunked in the international game this year. Oh, really? 17? I heard there's this really tall Chinese basketball player. This female Chinese basketball player is really good, and there's a male rookie in the NBA who's from China who people didn't expect to be very good, and he got drafted in the first round, and people were surprised about it, and he's crushing it in the summer league. So I don't know his name. I think it starts with a Y, but keep your eye out for that guy. Biggest Bro says fantasy basketball is a lot of work. Yeah, because they play like 100 something games. So yeah, that's probably too much for me. I can't even keep up with fantasy football. What's up, smart bag? Good to see you, my man. Wop says he likes the idea of changing it back to the Redskins. He says change the Indians back too. I don't think Indians is as bad as Redskins because it's encompassing. Rob T in the house says I may be the only Skins fan here. Met the Hogs since my teacher was roommates in college with Russ Grimm. So what do you think about it? Since you're a Redskins fan or a Washington fan, do you think they should be the Redskins, or do you like the fact that they changed the name to Commanders? NK says, although I'd love the Redskins to come back, is the president involved? Because he's trying to distract. Look over here, look over here. Daniel 6 says, I know a lot of family that are natives in Canada. They were upset the teams changed the names. Well, most were, some didn't care. Oh, so they were mad that they changed their names. All right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's, that's what always kind of was weird to me. I'm like, oh, it's not like they were picketing and they were going crazy, being like, oh, this is offensive, this is racist. Like, I don't know. It just seemed like, again, at a time in this country, we were like, oh, let's just try to erase a lot of this, history and stuff that people, find offensive. And then, I don't know. To me, it just seemed like a weird move. But
Rob C's a Washington fan. He says he still calls them the Redskins today himself.
Oh, most people do.
Two half brothers that are native, grew up in the same house, and they got all the government subsidies and don't have to pay tax. Works for me though, because whenever I make a big purchase, I get them to buy it to save the tax. Oh, you shouldn't be admitting that, bro. You know the FBI is watching right now.
They love this show.
I've got a little bit of Indian in me. I don't know exactly what tribe, but I was told that it's somewhere in my DNA. All right, so I guess everybody's cool with that. And honestly, it wouldn't bother me too much if they changed it back to Redskins. All right, so let's move on to politics. I think the big story in politics right now, of course, is the Epstein Files. We just found out today that Congress has decided to start their summer break 2 weeks early. They're going to be on break all the way until September now. And
shocker.
The reason for that seems to be because Ro Khanna and that Republican guy together were coming up with this bill that would cause everybody to have to vote on whether they wanted to release the Epstein Files or not. And in the past couple of weeks, the Republicans have been voting against releasing the Epstein Files. And Ro Khanna and this other guy had done all this work on this bill to the point where they were going to force a vote. So everybody was going to have to vote yes or no. You have no choice. So instead of doing that, Mike Johnson said, let's just go on recess early.
Yep, time out. Everybody, time out. Take a break.
I mean, are the Trump people mad that Trump is I mean, he's pretty freaking obvious that he is either involved, which I think, of course, that he was on the Epstein Island like 24/7. But if he wasn't even on the Epstein Island, he is at least covering up for the pedophiles. I mean, that's got to be frustrating if you're a Trump fan, right?
I mean, I feel like there's people on all sides of the aisle getting covered up for here. Again, why it should never been released? It's not just on Trump, but I don't know, dude. Is it a smokescreen? The big
difference is that Trump ran on it and he promised it, and all the people in his cabinet promised it. At least the
100%. I just felt like
say, we're gonna drop it and never dropped it.
100% on that. That's why I said, like, if you're gonna run on it, you got to do it, because now, yeah, it definitely ain't helping. And I even saw some report where it's like, and again, I was trying to look left and right wing, where people are like, oh yeah, the Republicans are loving it. Well, guess who's not loving it? The new Republicans, the younger demographic of Republicans, they are absolutely hating the fact that they fucking voted for it, and he ain't doing it. And it's like I said, it's what I said from day one. When he said he came out and wasn't releasing, I'm like, oh, that's a bad fucking move, buddy. Like, again, because you don't write checks your fucking ass can't cash, dude. And if you're gonna do it, you gotta fucking do it,
Well, it
Now,
seems like he's going to get away with it because it has started to, the people, the MAGA people at least have started to talk about the Epstein Files less and less because there's this new big scandal coming out where Trump says, let's stop talking about that old stuff, the Epstein Files. Let's talk about, remember when
yeah.
Trump spied on my campaign back in 2016?
Look over here, look over here, look over there, look over here.
People
It's
are
all
falling
fucking
for it
political
too.
theater.
There's like no proof whatsoever. This seems to be his strategy is to say these people are committing fraud, lock them up, and then nobody ever gets locked up. Same with Doge. Oh, there was all this NGOs paying off Democrats and all these scandals happening, but literally nobody got indicted. Talking about lock up Hillary. Nobody got indicted. Fauci should be in jail. Nobody got indicted. His whole plan is to make people mad and then do nothing about it and move on to the next thing while he gets all of his economic goals passed, like giant tax cuts for him and his friends.
And, a lot of us, apparently, according to the bill. But, we'll see what happens. What I find interesting about this whole thing, and I just saw, I think Obama's office actually put out an update right before we went live. Maybe while we were live, saw it pop up. The whole secret meeting in December, right after the election. Now, if that is true, what Tulsi Gabbard was talking about, and it does look like it is true that there was meetings and there was a meeting. Would it be too far-fetched if that was something that they were staging because they knew that they lost and they knew that Trump was coming in because the election already happened, but he wasn't inaugurated yet? Now, to me, we just saw a huge contrast with Biden where we didn't even know he existed for the past 6 months before the inauguration of Trump. You got secret meetings going on. You got plans happening, taking effect for a party that's not even going to be there. If that's true, and it looks like the meetings were true, but obviously we don't know what happened because that's all classified. But that's kind of wild. And I've been trying to research what other presidents that were being, sent out or, other parties coming in. How many other presidents had had similar type events before a party change? I couldn't find any yet. Couldn't find any. So that's a little crazy.
Put the same thing to Trump. It's just politicians meeting with politicians, and Barack Obama saying, I'm the head of the Democrats right now, and they're having a meeting, he's the head of it. Trump does that all the time. What's the difference?
No, because you have a party coming out, but you have people inside the White House at that time with the Obama administration that they definitely, most people did not want Trump coming in. You know this. He had to win over a lot of people, again, through tax cuts or whatever, but he had to win over people during his first fucking campaign and his first election, right? So him coming in, he had so many people against him in Washington, it would have been very easy. And listen, this isn't even some crazy conspiracy because honestly, Obama said it himself where he talked about running for another term, and he said, listen, if I could sit back in an office and control the fucking puppet from the back room, he's like, I would 100% do that. So this isn't even too far-fetched, man, and that's from his own mouth. So,
well, I think it's super far-fetched. I think it's craziness. If you look at all the facts, he did collude with Russia, and it even says so in the Mueller report. So, I mean, they could just distract all they want to distract, but it means nothing to me.
I'm not saying it's not. Listen, I'm not saying it's not a distraction. Trust me, I understand the political theater. But
I guarantee nobody's going to get indicted for it.
But that's why, again, I'm not looking left, I'm not looking right. I'm trying to go straight down the middle here and figure out what the fuck I see. And when I see these meetings going on in December after an election in November, I was like, well, how many other presidents have done this? And that's what I'm saying. Like, no, this isn't stuff that's covered where it's out there and you find a right-wing fucking article about it. I actually had to go through and start looking through and find what unclassified fucking documents have been out there for these types of events. And guess what? They really don't exist. So, I don't know. I love Tulsi Gabbard. I'm a big fan of her. The way that she talks about it, the way that she came about it, I just
happened to
I would be surprised
right
if something there.
Whenever the Epstein scandal happened.
Oh, like I said, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Perfect timing. Biggest Bro says, does Trump draw doodles? Did you hear about the letter that he wrote to Epstein for his birthday, and he drew a doodle of a naked girl, and they signed his name right where the pubic hair was? And then he claims that he doesn't draw doodles, but then we found out that he draws doodles all the time. Dude's just a lot.
What are you talking about?
Did you not hear about this? So it was the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, it was the Wall Street Journal that posted a story about this binder of messages that Ghislaine Maxwell actually got together from a bunch of Epstein's friends for his birthday. And one of the letters in there was written by Donald Trump. And in the letter, he draws a picture of a naked girl and signs his name where the pubic hair is. And then he has this whole conversation, this fake conversation that's part of the letter where they're talking about how they have this special secret. And of course, Trump denies all of it. But The Wall Street Journal is very much not a left-wing newspaper. It's very much a right-wing newspaper, and you gotta know that they source their information. They're not gonna print anything that they don't know that they can prove in court. And whenever Trump's suing them, which he says he's suing them now, they say bring it on because they have the proof for it. And I do believe that the person who leaked that was probably Maureen Comey. She's the person that was the prosecutor for the Epstein case. She was the prosecutor for Ghislaine Maxwell. She was the prosecutor for Diddy. And she's also the daughter of James Comey. And Trump just fired her last week also. So I think she was the one that was leaking this. And I think Wall Street Journal has it in their possession. So I don't know why Trump thinks he can sue them or why he thinks they would even lie about him whenever they're a right-wing newspaper.
Yeah, and I hate it. I hate the fucking jump into the suing people thing. You know, I've never been a fan of that. It's just another way to censor people. It's another way to silence people. I don't really agree with that. But yeah, I was seeing something pop up on that. That was
with CoBear. I wanted to see your opinion on that, but I want to catch up with the chat real quick.
Oh, the CoBear stuff.
Don't pull an Elizabeth Warren on us. You know, actually, I did the exact same thing as Elizabeth Warren. There was a time, some paper back in the day where I marked Native American as one of my ethnicities because I was told that growing up that we were related in some way to Native Americans. And the exact same thing would have happened to me as happened to Elizabeth Warren. So, I mean, I can sympathize with her.
You hear that, chat? If Vault ever runs for fucking public office, let's make sure that we go out and at one time he tried to use Native American status to get ahead here in America. You son of a bitch.
Geronimo or something.
You son of a bitch.
Grandma Morris says the file should be released. What
Chief running crypto.
What is really in these files that no one wants released? I believe, and this is just a theory, but we talked about it last week when we talked about Moloch. Moloch was mentioned in the Bible, and Moloch is that owl that the rich people worship at these Bilderberg group meetings and stuff. And what Moloch was mentioned for in the Bible was particularly child sacrifice. I think they're killing the victims. Why are none of these victims coming forward? I think they're sacrificing victims. And that's why they're out there in the middle of the ocean, because you ain't going to find it if you dump the body in the middle of the freaking ocean. So, I mean, that's why they don't want that information to come out, because if it comes out that Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Donald Trump and Bill Clinton were just murdering kids, I mean, I don't even know what would happen after that.
Yeah, no, it's we're on the same page with that one, brother.
Brunette says, I don't care who's in those files. I want to see them. I'm glad you feel that way. I agree. Grandma Moore said, I'm thinking it might not be Americans they are saving, which is scarier. Oh, it definitely has a lot to do with Israel. We've been talking about that a lot. Jeffrey Epstein was heavily connected with the Mossad, and so was Ghislaine Maxwell. Her father is like one of the top Mossad people. So they definitely had something to do with that. And there was some other Israel connections too. I can't remember off the top of my head. Biggest Bro says, Native Gate? What's Native Gate? Super Arsenal's in the house. What's up, Super Arsenal? With the cremation of care.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about that from what Big A just said too. Go ahead.
The Hunter Biden interview, I thought it was awesome that it was with Channel 5. I only watched like the first 15 or 20 minutes so far because it's like 3 hours long. But the fact that he's doing it with, what's his name? Andrew Callahan or something?
Yeah, I saw that dude. I'm like, oh, I like this guy, bro. Like he's just having a chill conversation. Had fucking Hunter Biden talking about all sorts of crazy shit. I'm like, yo, this guy seems like he wants to light up a fucking thing of crack right now. Is it a bowl of crack? I don't even know. Crack rock. He was getting into it, bro.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I've already seen a couple news stories come out of it. So yeah, I might want to check that out for sure. I said I wanted to talk about something a second ago. What was it?
Oh, it was something good too. Shit. I didn't want to get my take on it. Oh, Stephen CoBear.
Yes. So apparently Stephen CoBear has had his show canceled. It's going to run all the way through the end of this season and one more season, then it's over with. But the CoBear show, or I'm sorry, the Late Show with Stephen CoBear is like one of the highest rating TV shows that exists right now. And of course, CBS just had that settlement, which was complete bullcrap with Trump. And a lot of people believe that this was part of the settlement or some type of side deal that they had, that they would get rid of the Late Show with Stephen CoBear because he's very critical of Trump. And today, Trump tweeted out that Jimmy Kimmel's next too, and Jimmy Fallon better watch his back, something like that. I mean,
yeah, and the crazier part on top of it is that apparently the FCC, whatever, has to approve some new deal for CBS to get sold to some other new company. Yeah, so it's like, all right, well, you guys want a merger to get this fucking thing signed and pushed through? CoBear's got to go. It's another fucking sacrifice. That being said, though, CBS could justify. I did see some shit on this too, some pretty good videos. They were talking about even going back since like 2012, which would be about the rise of like Twitch and like YouTube and live streaming. But you can see the graph where it was like they're down like 60% in advertisement revenue. It's pretty massive, like how much money they're really losing from advertisements alone with late night television. That's why the other shows are completely gone. It's not even like, oh, they're just replacing him and they're doing this. Even the other like late shows, like they're all gone. And it's because the CBS said at the time, it was the advertising revenue that was really, really down, because now people advertise online because they know you can target the audience way easier online, right, with targeted ads than you can through late night television. So I'm not saying that's the exact reason behind it, because I do think that what you're saying has got some accuracy to it as well. But you can't discount the fact that like it could just be perfect timing, perfect storm, where it's like, listen, we are in the age of the death of like not only television but late night television for sure. Why the fuck would you wait till 12:30 when you go tune into some dude on YouTube that puts out a daily video and you can watch it whenever the hell you want? You know what I mean?
I know I don't watch a whole lot of TV these days anymore, but when I do go back and watch a little bit of Netflix, I kind of appreciate the production value. After you watch YouTube for so long, you get used to like that amateur style, and then you actually watch something that's professionally made, and you're like, oh, this is kind of nice.
I know, but some of these people that do shows nowadays, they actually blur that line so fucking good that you don't even know. You know what I mean?
It's getting better.
It's absolutely getting better, because when I first got into streaming, right, or the whole world of streaming was like 2010, 2011. It just come off of Justin TV, turned into Twitch. I was playing some game and I saw some feed. It was like, watch Carnage on twitch.tv. I'm like, what the hell is this? And who's this crazy guy with a mohawk and running around killing zombies, right? So I turned it on, not even realizing what the fuck I was getting into at the time. And I'm like, this is brilliant. I'm like, you got a bunch of like gamers in a chat room watching some other dude play a game. And then I worked at the cable company at the time, and right around that time they pulled me into some training thing, and they basically would give us some early access to some technology we're working on and get our opinion, and we do a little Q&A or whatever. So it was basically, we sat there and watched a TV show, and on the remote had a keyboard, kind of like the old phones did, where they slid out and they had the keyboard underneath.
Oh yeah.
So you would be able to watch a TV show like American Idol, but our cable company would have it tied in so all the people watching on the cable company could chat with each other. And I'm sitting there going, yo, this is insane. I'm like making fun of the people on the screen, like, oh, look at this fat pig. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everyone else is like, nah, this is bullshit. Like, this is, and now look at the world we live in today. And my girl laughs about this all the time, because that's the world we live in now. Everyone wants that instant reaction. Everyone wants to fucking talk shit on the fly and chat and blah, 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 right? Like, that's the world that we live in today. So again, it all ties back into, why would you keep these late night hosts on the air who nobody really gives a shit about anyway, according to, and I know ratings are good, but if you look at revenues and how much they spend on the shows, I don't know if it's as great as they would need it to be to sustain. That's all.
Well, a big show like that, if they were having financial problems, the first thing would be to like cut staff, or to try to cut, people's pay a little bit before actually canceling the whole show. So I don't think it's a money issue, but you're right that people are definitely abandoning TV in general. That's probably a good thing. DK says, when do we get back to living in the 70s and 80s instead of chasing the almighty dollar? Never. It's too
Those
late
days
for
are
that.
gone, brother.
10K says, can't wait to watch the Theo Vaughn late night show. See, now, if somebody like Theo Vaughn or even Joe Rogan went to CBS and hosted a late night show, they would get way, way less views than they get now, I would think.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm saying. There's no reason for them to ever do it, because they would look at the pros and cons of both sides and be like, nah, I'll just stay on YouTube, I'll stay on Spotify, where I can just record at my own fucking leisure and put it up and then fucking get millions upon millions of views overnight. Like, bro, who the hell? And here's the crazy part too, right? Like, these late shows and the late shows, they're recorded at like 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, sure.
Then I recorded at like fucking 1, 2 in the morning. Like, these people coming out, they're all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, just got done with dinner and shit, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's just, it was always a weird vibe now, but today, if somebody did a late show and they're up at 12:30 on Twitch or Kick or YouTube, like, if it's late for them and it's late for you, you guys are chilling out late night. And it just has a better vibe, and you can relate to that and hang out more than someone that's just tuned into some TV show and it's like, is that the sun creeping through the back of the set behind the fucking thing? Like,
Right.
you know.
Rob C says, am I the only one with cable, HBO, Showtime, Skinamax, Starz, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Amazon Prime? Definitely, you are the only
Jesus.
one. I got rid of cable like 10 years ago. I got Netflix. I got rid of Hulu. I got YouTube. And then I got like, what's that one that you told me about last week? I've been using that.
Pluto, bro.
Yes.
Pluto is the GOAT.
Biggest Bro says,
Yeah, I do
CoBear
Pluto.
would make a better YouTuber. I wonder if they can add that, they could bring that production value with them to YouTube. If not, I feel like he could get picked up by ABC or NBC because The Late Show has been around for decades and decades. I mean, it has some like name brand to it. I mean, you can't just let it disappear, I would feel like. Apparently you can.
I mean,
The
like I
last
said,
time-
the trends show that that whole type of market is been on its decline anyway. But yeah, I mean, would he wind up and do like what Tucker Carlson did or what Piers Morgan did and start up something on their own? Sure, I can see him doing it.
Yeah, Piers
You know?
Morgan show's actually, as much as I dislike the guy, it's actually a really good show. I watch it all the time, and it's got really good production value too. It don't even look like a YouTube show, so I'm sure that CoBear could do the same thing if it really wanted to. The last topic, when it comes to politics, that I wanted to mention, kind of bleeds over into crypto, of course, because I wanted to talk about the Genius Act. Mo, do you even know what the Genius Act is or what it does?
To a certain extent, yeah, and I know it's pretty bad for fucking, actually, I'm not really tied into that. I think it does with the whole gambling and claiming losses and stuff like that.
I don't know, man. I watched the whole video trying to figure out what it was about, and I still don't quite get it. It had a lot to do with stable coins, which I don't even understand, like, what's so important about stable coins. But it seems to be very focused on stable coins. Maybe somebody in the chat can explain it to us. Like I said, I was watching, like, Destiny go through the whole entire bill during a live stream, and we still couldn't figure out what the hell they were talking about. The one thing that it does do is it exempts, let's see, it doesn't allow people in Congress to do something where they make money off of crypto. However, it's particularly exempts the president and the vice president so that they can make money from that same thing. But I don't know exactly what that thing was. Like I said, it's really confusing, but it seems to have helped the crypto markets. Bitcoin hasn't done much. It went up to 120K the other day as its all-time high, and it's dropped from there. But altcoins are starting to shoot up, from what I can tell. Big A's got the alpha like always. He says the main part of the Genius Act is to give guidelines for stable coins. People act like
Yeah,
it's
well, that's
such a
what we
big
talked
deal,
about
though.
not too long ago, though, because they have to. Because if they want to eliminate the actual U.S. dollar itself, like printed money, yeah, we have to have the legislation. We have to have the fucking guidelines. I mean, yeah. So a lot of this was what consumer protection, yeah, regulatory clarity. I mean, that's the main things I felt like we always needed, right? In crypto, like it wasn't going to boom until we got that. But I think the stablecoin part of it might be bad for us in general. Again, if you want to talk about the U.S. dollar, I mean, I love crypto, I love digital money, so I'll probably love it. But if you want to talk about the strength of the U.S. dollar, like paper dollar, I think that stablecoin stuff in there would probably make me a little wary on that. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. Another big story in crypto that I just saw the other day is that apparently El Salvador has been talking about all this Bitcoin that they're buying, and they just found out that they're not actually buying it. They're just saying that they're buying it. Have you seen that?
No, but that's pretty fucking funny. So the
Yeah,
company that's supposed to be like the Bitcoin fucking capital of the world is just fucking saying it. They're just faking it till they make it, bro. That's fucking funny.
I don't know exactly what it was. I had it bookmarked, but my mouse is not working right now, so I couldn't get the bookmark. But yeah, apparently they found out that it was El Salvador that said they were buying it, but they were buying it on paper. They weren't just actually going and buying the coins. And a lot of people say that a lot of these big companies are actually doing the same thing. They're saying that they're buying this Bitcoin and they're buying it on paper, but they're not actually purchasing the Bitcoin, and that's why the price hasn't gone up, despite all these huge companies say that they're making these huge purchases.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? I mean, if you don't see the blockchain, you don't see the transactions, you don't see the wallets, I mean, yeah, it's all going to be fucking hearsay. Pretty wild, though.
So how do you feel about crypto right now? Because we're kind of in a weird spot. It's been about 4 years since the last bull run. So if you're one of those people who really believes in the cycles, it's about time for that cycle to take off. Bitcoin did hit an all-time high the other day. Altcoins are up a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of shadiness going on in the crypto world right now with Trump's world fighting its liberty or whatever. They just bought a whole bunch more. I don't remember which coin it was. It might have been Bitcoin. They just bought a whole bunch more or something the other day. And I don't know. I feel like there's some kind of scam going on with these rich people. They're piling up all these coins, but it's not changing the price in the market. Because it says the price of Bitcoin
Well,
is
because
going up
there's been a
there.
lot of exit liquidity too, though. You gotta remember. So when we had, and this has been a really volatile time with the tariffs and everything. Remember when the tariffs got announced? Remember the amount of money that came out of the markets? And a lot of that, when we started getting the crypto clarity, they dumped back into crypto. Then it was like, oh, then the tariffs were like, maybe they're not as crazy. So a lot of the crypto markets plummeted again. And then it went back into the actual markets. So the problem is, it's just a lot of the same money. Like, it's just stealing from Peter and Paul to pay Mary here, right? So
Right.
until you really start getting the new money, which I think could be about now, again, if we're going to talk about market trends and, you know, years or whatever, but I think it could be now, where, because I've even had people that, dude, never in a million years would I think they'd be in the crypto, and they're like, oh, right, regulations, oh, now there's legality and there's fucking, like, it's a legit thing, like, I'm in. And I'm like, all right, good luck, you know? Don't buy at the top.
I
But-
feel like it's really, it's either gonna blow up and go really, really high right now, all the crypto, or it's gonna tank and go really, really low right now. So it seems a bit risky, but you gotta be risky if you want to make money. That's kind of just the way life is. Jeff says, "What's up, Jeff?" By SCI. Everybody's been talking about SCI. I never understood what SCI was, but it pumped, and I know XRP pumped to over $3, which everybody always said about XRP, and then everybody else said XRP is a scam. I don't know, man. It pumped too, and I know World Liberty Financial has a bunch of XRP. Apparently, they bought 2 billion of Bitcoin. Yeah. What's up, Stan the
Well,
Man? Says Hex will be the dark horse. Richard Hart's about to reappear. I've been hearing about Hex for years. I mean, there's so many different coins out there at this point. It's not like the last cycle. The last cycle, you didn't have a lot to choose from, but this cycle, you got tons to choose from. Do you want to go for meme coins? You want to go for coins on the Ethereum blockchain, Avalanche? I mean, there's just so much different stuff out there. How do you feel about the crypto market overall, Mo? What would you be buying right now?
I would be gaming up. I'd be gearing up for the gaming push. I think if there's going to be a few of them, I think the guns token might start setting records at some point when that shit hits mainnet. And again, you're talking about, this could be the perfect storm of like an incredible game at an incredible time in our fucking history for fucking digital assets and crypto. Like, I don't know, man. And if they do it during the summer and they do it at a time where people are around and they're fucking playing and they're selling and the transactions are all on chain, bro, it could spark some wild shit. The problem is, what the hell is really behind Off the Grid? I know Big A is going to chime in and say MapleStory, and we're going to talk about some other games, but the one thing missing from every Web3 game that I play besides Off the Grid, and maybe one or two other ones, fun. They're just not fun. It's like you load them up and it's like, oh, I feel like playing a Web3 game. All right, well, how much money do I want to try to make right now? What kind of coin do I want to try to grind right now? Like, I'm not going to have fun while I'm doing it. Off the Grid, shit, let me jump in. Let me swoop in from building to building. Let me have fucking incredible highlight, fucking real snipes midair. Like, there's all sorts of fun that you can have while you're playing the game. And there's really no other Web3 game out there that provides that type of fun. And that's what gaming is all about at the core of it, right? So if people aren't having fun, they're not going to stick around unless they're making money, right? So if that's the plan, then it just turns into another pump.fun scenario where, okay, fine, figure out what the triggers look like, what the catalysts look like, and then buy low, sell high, and scam the people coming in late, right? It's just going to be that shit all over again. That's my overall take on it, but I think gaming, at the end of the day, will be the main catalyst for, like, whatever next push we see. Because like you just said, people don't know what to buy. You go with the meme coins, you go with the stable coins, you go this, that, and the other. And then the gaming coins are going to pop up and be like, oh, well, these are untouched. You know? So.
Sounds like a good strategy, honestly. Yeah, gaming is always a big narrative. when the crypto season begins. Jeff says SEI has stablecoins and is partnered up with Ondo Real World Assets. I don't know what Ondo is. Jeff says I'm in meme coins right now. I doubled up in 3 days. Which meme coins you got? I got Moki, but they ain't done much yet. Big A says Wilder World. We reviewed Wilder World once. Big A says
Yeah.
Wild 10 cents to 30 cents in the past 3 weeks, or tripled up in the past 3 weeks.
It's a game with potential. They've been showing a lot. To me, it's just another game of like, all right, cool, log in and drive around and explore this decent looking world, I guess. Star Atlas, I mean, I put that up there with the same thing. But these games, again, you know, the last time we had the fucking bull run, right? What, 4 years ago? Then that would have been the perfect time for gaming development, like the cycle of gaming development for like, all right, a game like Star Atlas with great ambitions and fucking, you know, fucking illusions of grandeur. They want to get out there, they want to create this game, but back then it was so much pressure to show shit early and get fucking alphas and get betas, but it wasn't any good, so the token never did anything. And then market crash or whatever. But now we're at that game cycle where it's like, hey, 3, 4, 4.5 years go by, now your game's kind of ready, and a game like that could even come out. Wilder World's another one, you know? I get Wilder World's one I've definitely looked into. Just, I don't know, man. Outside of Off the Grid, every time I log into these games, I just feel dirty. I feel like I'm just here for the money, not having fun, and that's just a gamer take.
If you can make a good enough, you can make good enough money from it. I don't have to have fun. If I'm making some good money from a game, if you're good at it enough and you're making nice money, then yeah, I ain't gotta have fun, honestly. Jeff says Pingu, which is the Pudgy Penguins coin. I keep hearing people say Pingu on Twitter. Does it do something now, or is it just a meme coin? I don't know what Pingu does. DNOC says from experience.
There's a game. There's like a Pengu game or some shit. The same the Bonk's trying to do with the Bonk Arena. Like,
I mean, I had some Pingu that got airdropped to me. I sold it.
Yeah, I sold most of mine. I held on to his fraction. I don't even have my Bonk anymore, dude. Like, I did not anticipate on being so fucking poor at this point. I was like, oh, I had all this money at one point. I'll be good. And then after the surgery, and I was like, well, I just drained through money real quick. And I can't even get back to work yet. So I fucking just been kind of burning through everything. The only thing I have left, my entire crypto life, basically rests on Crown.
Photo finish live and your horses.
Yep. And speaking of which, I can actually show you this real quick. Kind of ties into crypto, I guess, Web3 gaming. You know, I was working on my tool, and I came up with a new idea to kind of show people how to race a little bit.
What's up, Ghost Slayer? Good to see you, my man.
The horseometer.
Horseometer? That's what you called it?
Yeah. So a lot of times people are like, it's so confusing. I don't know where to race, this, that, and the other. So basically it's creating like the hammer swing. Where you try to ring the bell at the top. Basically it's what it is, and you're just trying to just see how far up from the bottom your horse can race. And it's just kind of like a progression checkpoint. So you're either going to be glue, you're bench, you're running claimers at the bottom. Maybe you're a little bit better, you're going benchmarks or allowances. Maybe you got some real nice, times or good horse, you go stakes. Maybe you're the cream of the crop and you run graded races like that. At the core of PFL, it's this fucking simple. But then you log in, you're like, oh, well, I got 3 different types of allowances. I got qualifying for this and I got qualifying for that. So it does get a little confusing. And even when I put this post out, there was a lot of people and they're like, oh, add this race or add that type of race. And I'm like, well, no, because it's already a stakes race. Like, it already exists within the core framework of PFL. You guys just got to fucking figure out how easy it is. Like, and that's what I try to tell people. So I think something like this, a visual on my site, if I do decide to go live with the website, which I should, because I got more activity on that tweet about my tool than I've hit on like all my posts in a month combined. People loving it.
Yeah, I like that.
It's
pretty intimidating, the interface, whenever you first join Photo Finish Live. If you're not experienced, that's a lot of crap to know. So I like the way you're breaking it down there. What's up, Florida State Makeover OG in the chat? DOC says, from experience, and I know Mo's going to like this, when government stepped in and legalized pot here, people who made a living before it was legal lost their living. And only the wealthy were able to profit from it. When the government steps in, it makes it so hard for the little guy to get his piece of the pie unless it's handed out by the government. Well, you got to get those small business loans. The thing is, they subsidize the big businesses. They don't subsidize the small businesses. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how it works because it's still illegal here. 100% illegal. Big A says, agree with Mo too, though. Off the grid gets to sell NFTs on OpenSea in 36 hours, a day and a half away. At least pioneers will
Yep.
go first. I'd like to see what those sales do. Ghost Slayer in the house, 420 and chilling. What's up, Go? Big A says Star Atlas has some events soon that could pump the token price. Uh-oh. Stan says DeFi seems to be the only real utility.
Yeah, listen, chat, and people are gonna come in maybe a week, 2 weeks. Oh my god, this coin doubled, and y'all said, listen, I'm not even saying anything's dead, because when we get into if we do hit into a sick bull run, everything's gonna run. I mean, if you own shit that's in your wallet right now that's $5, I mean, it's probably gonna go to at least 50 to $100. I mean, it's just how this game works. But I'm just saying that new tokens or tokens that do some insane flips on them, those are the ones I'm talking about. But we're gonna have tons of people making money on all sorts of. Look at this coin right here, Momo. How do I not fucking buy Momo? It's up 100% in the past 24 hours. Look at that.
I need to get back into the trenches on Pump.Fine or something. DK says, Balt, you better have your crown still from Joyride or whatever our horse was. Bro, you missed it like a year ago. I tried to get everybody's attention, everybody who was in that group with us, and I paid everybody off. Everybody who actually responded within a month or 2 months. I gave you all lots of time to respond, and then I divided all the money up between everybody, and I sold Joyride to Mo. Big A says...
Yeah, I don't know who said that, but... Oh, it was Dane. Dane, if you actually wanted to get involved with some Joyride bloodline, listen, PFL right now is so freaking cheap to learn the game at like a lower level. Instead of spending 25 to 30 minimum per race back in the day like we used to, you could race for $2, $4, $6, $8, $10, and just hit me up. I'll get you a Joyride baby that I have probably sitting there, and you can go race your ass off for $1 or $2. But
Mo, pull up the XRP chart for us, please.
I have it up.
It says, I make also $20 a day in fees on Black Hole. Is that a new game with liquidity pairs? Hexdex from Elio Trades and Becker. First few weeks, they're offering 900% to 2,000% annual percentage. I used to watch Becker, but he turned to a Trumpster, so I couldn't watch him no more. Yeah, apparently they got something going on that's making Big A some money. Big A's always making money. He says, also my Black and AVAX I'm using increases one. Shut up. Do you want to come up here? Shut up. Ah, guys are annoying. Increased 1K in value today aside from fees. Went up in $1,000 in one day. Let's go. Jeff says Bonk looks like it wants to do something. Mo's got Bonk. I don't got Bonk. I got Pork. Pork don't never do nothing.
I don't really have much Bonk anymore.
Oh, you don't? Man, I don't know about
Nope.
XRP. I should have got it a long time ago, but I always feel like it's too late to get in now.
XRP, yeah, with me, my boy Voxton, and Troy, High Octane Racing, we did that. We did the election show the night after we did ours, and I went live with them for the right wing coverage, and we talked about it. I think I even marked it on my sheet. Yeah, it was right here. And yeah, I mean, you can see that shit, bro. November 4th, boom, election. Everyone was like, oh, no tax on fucking US crypto. And XRP just went fucking insane. How much you want to think I bought during that election coverage?
None.
Any guesses? How much?
I guess 0.
Yes, that would be correct. However, I did convince one of my other homies, that's why this line's here, who was like never involved in crypto. He's like, I gotta buy XRP, Mo. Tell me how to buy XRP. And I basically gave him the signal of when to buy. And I guess he would be up, he probably got in right around here-ish. So he is up currently 68% on my call. I don't know how much he actually bought, but I told him, I said, don't buy until I give you the signal, because it was on its way down at the time. And I was like, I'll let you know when we cross back over. So that's what he's up.
A lot of XRP wells out there. They're really happy right now. Florida State Makeover says it's not too late. It's definitely too late right now. I'd never buy into a pump, ever. But it comes back down. It is one of the coins that World Liberty Financial holds. I think those are the ones to probably buy right now. So that's something I probably would get into if I was buying crypto right now. It's too scary for me right now, honestly. If anything, I would just be buying Bitcoin.
From what they're saying, and again, I don't know if it's happening yet, but it was something they were in the process of doing with the Crown Foundation, where they wanted to make sure that the actual foundation was established in the U.S. so that it would be tax exempt from like the other coins are. So if that's the case, you could potentially see Crown do some wild shit. And, you know, Crown at its fucking heyday was $2.17. So imagine if the game takes off with the gambling, because the gambling is going to kick off in the next probably like 90 days. I know they're doing a lot of internal testing and some beta tests for public. But when that shit pops off, and if that shit winds up in OTBs in a bull market, and people see how awesome PFL is, bro, 217 could look like, oh fuck, you can put that shit in a rearview mirror. And like I said, for someone like me, that's why I got rid of most of my Solana and everything. I got it at pretty much at the top. But I was like, well, do I hold my Solana? Because I had bills to pay. I'm like, do I hold my Solana, which might go to what? $500,000? Or do I sell off Crown that could easily 10x? I'm like, to me, it was simple. Just get rid of my Solana. You know, I took a lot of profit on that over the years. And now I'm fully Crown. I think I have like 195,000 Crown.
Shoot.
Something like that.
Damn.
So put Crown back to $2.17, and we're back to feeling good. But until then, I gotta get a fucking job.
Boy, State Makeover is holding his XRP for 3 years. That's probably smart. Because XRP isn't going to pump too much more, 2x to 3x at least. I think that's because the market cap's so high. You can't expect XRP to go 10x from here because the market cap would be unimaginable in the trillions. It would be higher than Bitcoin. So it makes sense, like what Big A is saying here. And it also makes sense to do these 3-year holds and these long-term holds like a Florida State Makeover is doing, but only if you're holding the right coin. For the people that have been holding only tokens long-term, let's talk about VeVe a little bit.
Oh, you want to see the OMI chart? I can bring that up.
Yeah, unfortunately. VeVe is starting to look smart from what we were talking about earlier with the Mr. Mancave debacle and the fact that physical collectibles are going to become less and less valuable as the technology advances and people are able to duplicate them. So NFTs and collectibles make sense. And as I'm starting to think, maybe I should start buying VeVe NFTs again. I see this big post from the one in Crypto Bros bots that shows that Dan and Dave are selling a whole bunch of OMI again. I mean, every time it goes up, like if the founders, the CEOs are selling their OMI, you got to think that they don't have anything in the future and anything big planned, because if they had anything big planned for the future, they would be holding their coins, right? Especially when we're going into a bull market. Like, why the heck are these dudes selling? And some people say that they're selling because they're so low on money right now. They're selling their OMI and using that to fund the project still. Are they?
So that would make sense.
Desperate? I mean, they did get rid of Mitch and they got rid of Ben Rose, so it does look like they're saving money. But if it's so bad that they're selling their OMI tokens, I mean, that scares the crap out of me.
So, no, I agree with you. And the fact that Ben Rose came in with the whisper and left with a whisper. Like, he probably just walked in and David Yu and the team was like, all right, fix us. And Ben Rose probably came in, he's like, oh, I got this person. Because listen, he seemed like a good dude. He seemed like he knew what the hell he might have been doing. But he probably walked into the VeVe offices and was like, hey, dude, this is a sinking ship, bro. Like, I don't really know. Like, we've pretty much, exhausted all options. We're trying to do everything we could already do. We've already hit all the media marketing and pushes we can do. It's just it's not an NFT world. I gotta go. Like, that's kind of what feels like happened with Ben Rose. And I'm not saying it was his fault, because I'm saying, like, he seemed like a good dude. I seen his, his interviews, and he seemed like a genuine dude. But then I look at the flip side of VeVe and David Yu and these other guys, and I'm like, man, I've never trusted them. Every time they're on an interview, I just feel like this is some pre-scripted fucking weird crap like that I gotta listen to, And it's just, people aren't buying it. And again, you put us in a bear market in a time when people hate the word NFT and it's a trigger word for a lot of people. It just, all signs lead to, we're fucked. But I do like the Red Spider-Man. I do. Every now and then they'll drop something where I'm like, ooh, that's pretty cool, like.
Well, that Red Spider-Man drop's kind of controversial. Let's talk about it for a second. Shout out to Crazy Dan. There's a VeVe OG in the chat. Big Guy says he's holding his earliest Bitcoin for 11 years, never sold any. Bro, that's good stuff. This Sunday drop, the Red Metallic Spider-Man drop that Mo is talking about, is supposed to be a good drop. It looks like the edition size is pretty low, so if you hit one, you're probably going to make a profit. The problem is, they had told us previously that if you owned all the red metallics, that you were going to get some type of reward for it. And some of these red metallics, like Thor in particular, there's less than 500 editions, so they sell for a lot. So some people have spent a whole lot of coins, a whole lot of gems to get all the red metallics. They paid a premium price to get that Thor so that they complete their set and get their reward. Now those people don't get that reward, and if they don't get the drop on Sunday, then that means they have to buy off of the market, which means the prices are going to be high for one. However, that means that they got screwed over a little bit. Do you feel like they got screwed over, Mo?
Well, there was already a previous airdrop, right? Wasn't there? I'm
I
actually
don't
looking
think
at it
so.
right
I
now.
don't think they've been
Yeah.
rewarded yet.
No, it said the Avengers Tower Marvel Metallic Red was a reward for holding all 5 digital collectibles from the previous series. So you're saying
well,
that
they
was
got
never-
rewarded then. Okay. Well, I saw
So
somebody
I don't know.
tweet-
Was that never released? Was that?
No, Biggest Bro is confirming it. Biggest Bro is confirming it. You're right. I didn't know about
Okay. So they were rewarded for that. And here's what I'm going to say, because you're not wrong. Like, I feel like, yeah, that sometimes they make it so damn confusing. It's like you feel like the rug got pulled from you. But a lot of this is on the users as well. And people like me are never going to have this happen, because I am not on the market trying to flip and buy this and get in and out for this and airdrop for that. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Honestly, I think I have a red Thor. I know I have a few of the red Ox. And if those things ever went up in value, I never even fucking knew. But I still hold them. Because I thought the
They
red
definitely went up in value. You missed it, bro. You missed the pump.
I thought, why? But I wouldn't even sell it because I'm like, oh, I just thought they were cool. I wanted to hang on to them. And I'm like, if I'm ever going to sell them, it's going to be 10 fucking years from now if this shit ever really pops off. And it's like, all right, I got to head into a fucking retirement home soon. I'm on my way out. I'm about ready to fucking kick rocks. You know, it's like, that's what I'm looking to sell. But
Mancave confirmed it as well. The reward was the tower. So whoever made that tweet must not have known that or something. I don't know if they actually they probably didn't have all the red metallics, so they didn't know what the reward is. But they tricked.
it's
me.
right wing propaganda, bro. You know this.
Yes, it was. That was.
It's right wing propaganda. They never even bothered to look up the other
It's
side.
Bud. Rob T says was forced 2 from online poker ban, then Mind ETH and Monero. Much later, Monero. I thought that was a stock. I didn't know that was a crypto. Okay,
Monero.
it's like a
Boo,
French
boo,
word for money.
boo. I believe so. So how?
Alright,
What
so
is
yeah,
what is the mint count on these? There's 555.
I don't know. You tell me. Probably
Yeah, we got it right
Gems
now.
retail, right?
It's $40 list price. 555 editions.
No advantages
got?
anymore. There ain't no space gate. There ain't no clock gate. You gotta join the wait list and just pray that you get lucky. You get chosen.
And there's no MCP.
There
on
probably
this?
is. There probably is MCP. I ain't got no.
I
MCP.
use all my damn points on this, but I probably don't have that many points compared to other people. Oh yeah,
Yeah, you don't
MCP
have
priority
enough for it to
bidding.
matter.
Maybe. Hey, listen. With some of the stuff I've been holding, I got some sets. I mean, look, I haven't logged in a while. You know what I mean? If I log in, I might surprise somebody.
Apparently, there's a decent drop tomorrow. A Silver Surfer comic. I think that's Rob T's the second person that mentioned it. I don't know. I don't know which comic it is. I know we already had the Silver Surfer first appearance. Big Guy said I mined ETH from 2017 till it went POS in 22 or whatever. Monero was something though, right? So not GPU mineable. Yeah, I don't know. Burn.
It's auto
2K
pay now?
Silver Surfer tomorrow for 15. 2,000 editions. Man, that's a lot these days. It was originally one. Yeah, I remember I heard that they had changed it. So originally it was 1K editions for 20 gems retail. They decided to make it 2K editions. No, I don't want that. Keep it at 1K. You just made it unlikable for me. They increased the edition size. That's never good. Like, what's special about this comic, Rob T? Fantastic Four #1 was so good at 1K supply and 20 gems. Is that a recent drop or an old drop?
That's a dope secret rare comic, though. That is a sick secret rare cover. Ain't gonna lie. That looks like a valuable cover.
Okay. Silver Surfer 1. I got the physical, says Rob T. Okay, so this is Silver Surfer #1. It's not a first appearance, though, right? Either way, this is a big comic, so I don't know. Maybe I'll go for this drop tomorrow. I ain't went up for a drop in a long time. I still haven't sold my #9 serial number collectible. It's been on the market forever. Probably just end up holding on to that bad boy. Odula says, didn't even half the price instead of 10. It's 15, yeah, but they doubled the edition size. Yeah, if they would have made it 10 gems, I wouldn't be as upset. But yeah, obviously they just devalued it from the original price. So it's why are you devaluing stuff right now when you have such a small user base? Alejandro says people wanted a chance at a 1968 mint. That's why they made the 2K editions. Eh, whatever. I don't even know if it's gonna sell out. Is it selling out, y'all? There's a 5K bounty on 1968. Do they ever pay those bounties? I hear that all the time. They're all from comics and crypto.
I feel like they better. Like you
I've never
fucking.
seen them pay one. I never heard of them paying one. Rob T says the 9.8 goes for a lot because of the Black Border. It's Silver Surfer's first title, but yeah, FF #1 is his first appearance. Got you. VeVe keeping that mint for themselves every time, bro. Every time they keep those special mints for themselves. I've even put out a tweet the other day showing like several different times where somehow or another the random mint number that VeVe gets just happens to be the year that that comic was released or mint number 41, whatever. Big A says with 5K, it's definitely selling out. I thought you said it was selling 2K, so it'll sell out for 2K. It'll be a slow sellout, I think.
Yeah,
since
2,000
Windows Pro.
copies.
I just got my computer back yesterday, y'all. Don't be surprised if I go live with this drop. I don't even.
Oh shit! You heard him, chat.
Nah, it's
You
not
go live for
sponsored.
Spider-Man. Maybe I'll hop on with you.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna do the Red Spider-Man drop for sure on Sunday. So come back. And
I just
hang
don't
out
know if
with
I'll be
us.
awake. My schedule these days is fucked.
Mine is too. My sleep schedule's been pretty rough, but it's because of the procedure or whatever. Let's talk about what we've been watching this week. Mo, you watch anything good this week?
No, I'm not gonna DMCA you again. But still on the 90210 kick. I'm like
Nice.
season 3 now. Man, I gotta tell you that first season alone, maybe the first 2 seasons, dude, they covered like the most wild topics of like the late 80s going into the 90s that like, man, if you wanted to have a conversation about how different life was back then, you could just sit them down, say, watch the first 2 seasons of 90210, and there you go. Now,
I remember they used
a
to
lot of
always
it would be
cover
from,
stuff.
yeah, a lot of it would be from like a rich, kid perspective, but they were still showing like real world problems for the middle class and the poor. But yeah, what a phenomenal show. And outside of that, I totally forgot America's Got Talent came back, and I'm trying to dive back into that. It's a corny show, I know, it's whatever, but I always find it fun.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember William Hung?
Oh hell yeah, dude. That was Idol though.
Well, you know that he's one of my subscribers. He was an Omi homie, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, William Hung was big in the BB. He came to my live
No
streams all the time.
shot.
Yes, he's post stuff. He posted his own video. It was like some song to David U or something.
Oh my god, how did I not know this?
Look at his Twitter. You can find him on there. He follows me.
That's
For
fucking funny, dude.
what I've been watching. I've been trying to find something good to watch. I was using Mo's Pluto, and I was hoping, biggest bro members, I was hoping Pluto would have Heroes because I want to start watching Heroes again. As everybody knows, my favorite show of all time. But unfortunately, they didn't have it. They did have South Park. I was watching that, so I got onto Netflix, and I was looking for something to watch. I know Mo dislikes these kind of shows, and so do I really. But I watched one of those true crime docu-series. It was 3 episodes long, and for some reason, the preview drew me in. I was watching a bunch of previews on other stuff, and I was like, all right, this looks interesting. I'm going to watch it. It's a brand new one, too. It's called Amy Bradley is Missing. It's a 3-series docu-series, 3 show docu-series on Netflix, and it's about this lady who went missing during a cruise. So I start watching the show, right? And the whole show is about, is this lady still alive or whatever? 15 minutes into the show, Mo, I hear the whole entire story. And the whole entire story is this girl is on a cruise with her brother and her mom and her dad. They're all staying in the same room. On the 3rd night, the brother and the sister go out drinking until like 3:30 in the morning, right? Then they come back to the room and they go out on the balcony, which is open to the sea. And they're on the balcony smoking a cigarette. The brother goes to bed at like 3:45. At 5:30, the dad wakes up and the girl is still on the balcony. At 6 a.m., he wakes up and the girl has disappeared. Her shoes are still there. The little table that is like where they put their ashtray, whatever, is pushed up against the balcony, and she has disappeared. So they dock at Cozumel and they check all the passengers that they get off, and then afterwards, the crew does a full sweep of the whole entire boat, and that's where they go to every room, every closet, every nook and cranny, and they check everything, and she's not there. So we're 15 minutes into the show, and I'm 100% convinced that she either fell off or she jumped off. But the rest, 4 hours of this show was talking about, Oh, 3 years later, this guy saw this white girl on the beach. She said her name was Amy. She's still alive. And then this other person saw this girl in Barbados in a restroom. She's still alive. I'm like, bro, this lady passed away that night. It's so freaking obvious. And I feel bad for her family. Her family's been going through this 26 years later. 26 years later, they're still looking for her. She never called home. I mean, you would think at some point she would have got access to a phone. And it's just so sad to me that they didn't have any closure. And the funniest part of the whole thing is that her brother is named Brad. So it occurred to me that at some point, their parents knew that their last name was Bradley, and they named their son Bradley Bradley. It's like, what's his middle name? Is it also Bradley? Why would you do that to that poor kid? I feel
So his
sorry
middle
for
name's
him.
Steve.
I don't know. So
Bradley
spoiler.
Steve Bradley.
Don't waste your
Pleasure
time
to make
watching
your
this.
acquaintance.
It's so obvious what happened here. I don't understand how they made a whole entire documentary. These poor people spent their whole lives. There's websites set up for it. She on America's Most Wanted. She most clearly fell off or jumped off the side of that boat. There's no doubt about it in my mind. So there you
That was
go.
on Netflix? What was
Yes,
that on?
Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's called Amy Bradley is Missing. It's like the #2 trending. It's brand new. A lot of people are watching it. I'm wondering, I want to see some other people's reactions. I saw a few reactions and they're all like, oh no, she's really here and she really got pregnant and she's being sex trafficked. I'm like, no, she fell off. It's so obvious. Alejandro said Fred Durst was big on VeVe too. And I feel like Fred Durst came to my live streams too because there was this one guy that used to come to the streams and talk every once in a while, and he had no profile picture, and his name was Fred Rock. And I think that was pretty good.
Could be.
Heroes was such a good show. I agree. Heroes was the best show ever. Even though the third season was pretty rough, and the fourth season was absolutely trash. But that had to do with the writer's strike. Then Kate said, I heard through the grapevine that Tom Tom upped the bounty to 6K. I believe that he's a bit of a well. You know, she says, my wife just watched this. What did she say about it? She said the same thing. I'm telling you, she fell off. It's so obvious. Okay, so
Yeah, I
think
should,
Tom-
you just reminded me of something. You said Fred Durst. Because not only is he was on Twitch for a while, but I have some pictures around here from the old Ozfest, actually, speaking of some Ozzy memories. Fucking Fred Durst cooked us hot dogs and hamburgers.
What?
We won a giveaway on the radio from K Rock Radio, right? Which is like the local rock metal station here when we were younger. And we had a backstage, it was like a backstage barbecue for Ozfest. And we went there and they let us backstage, bro. Fred Durst is on the grill, cooking shit up. Megadeth was there, Cold Chamber, Slayer, who else? Ozzy came out at the end. I don't know if, because that was the first Black Sabbath reunion or the second at Ozfest. I don't remember Tony Iommi and them coming out, but Ozzy came out at the end. But dude, there was so many bands there, bro. Rob Zombie, bro, fucking kicking it with like Rob Zombie and shit, fucking having hot dogs. That shit was wild, dude.
Rob
Fucking
Zombie's one
good
of the
old
guys I
days.
saw in concert myself. Big A says, I think common and uncommon are slightly under retail. At least I hope that stamp drop where even ultra rare was 80% instant loss was such BS. Even the ultra rare, 80% loss, that is trash. Rob T says, Vault's going to hit the 1968 secret rare on screen. That when it gets
Oh,
delivered,
shit.
it's a different number in a comment. I would not be surprised. Or they won't even, they won't give me the 5K bounty if I hit it. What's up, Kryptonic? Good to see you, my man. Says, anyone minting Red Spidey? Yeah, we were just talking about, I'm probably going to go live on Sunday for that Red Spidey drop. Biggest bro said, did you also have a chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water? Not me, sir. That was one of my favorite songs back in the day, too. Whenever Limp Bizkit redid Faith. I don't know if anybody
Faith?
else likes it. They redid the George Michael song Faith.
Oh, dude, that's one of my favorite fucking Limp Bizkit jams, bro. I guess it would be
what got me
nice
into it. That's what got me
if
into
I
all
could
music.
touch your body. Oh, dude, when that fucking breakdown comes on, get the fuck up. Oh, bro, that shit live. That's a dope shirt. Oh my god, I was actually just rocking out to Limp Bizkit in the car too long ago.
I see
Oh, dude.
live in concert too. Yeah,
You seen Limp Bizkit? Yeah, we
because it's a drop that you can actually make a profit on. Krypton says, how much MCP should I use? I'm out the game, bro. I've been out of the game for a long time.
I'm spending it all.
Kryptoni's got enough MCP though to compete. I don't know. I'd have to. I will go live. Like I said, I'll go live on Sunday. I'll see what the chat says. I think I'm like 40 to 50K. Smart Guy says PP for Red Spidey above retail price predictions. these days. See, here's the thing. Everybody who already has all the other red metallics who doesn't hit the Spidey on the drop are gonna go buy it in the market afterwards. So the price is gonna go, it's probably gonna start low, go high, and then come back down slowly. So I would just watch the market and try to sell at the top.
Bold prediction.
Go ahead.
Never goes below retail.
Probably not.
Never.
What's retail anyway?
Not even
20?
close.
What is retail?
I would just say that. I would say it doesn't even go close to retail. Retail on it was... I had it up. Fuck.
I hope it's not 50, because a lot of times those red metallics are 50.
40.
40, that's still a lot. I can see it going below retail. I have to go and look at some of the other ones, see what they're priced at. I'm out the game. It's been a while since I've been playing around on the VeVe market, although I'll go and relist my stuff whenever they fall off every month. Rob T says, my bad, I missed Monero was GPU mineable back then.
It's going to start like over 100. It's going to come down to like 60, 50, 52. And then people are going to start to freak out. And then it's never going to touch that price again. And it's just going to go up.
Especially with it being Spider-Man. Sounds about right, honestly.
But that's what I'm saying. Listen, if I could kill anybody, and if murder was legal, if I could kill anybody, I would kill someone who has the secret rare Miles Morales. The one that turns invisible.
Where are you going to kill him, though?
Because I got to take their fucking collectible. They ain't going to give it up. That thing's expensive as fuck.
Why don't you just steal it without killing him?
Nah, you got to kill them.
Do they
At least in
have
a
to
video game.
Okay.
At least in a video game.
Let's see. Dan K says, smart buy. It's Spidey. It's hitting 90 plus. That's what most said, too, over 100. Crypto says only 555 editions, right? Or is it just 500? Dan K says, I'll buy any of them under 55, so Dan K is going to be scooping them up. Smart Buy says, I'm in doubt because collectibles with 200 or under unit are going under retail, and it's 555 total. Yeah, but it's part of this red metallic set, and it's
Spider-Man, baby.
You're right that a lot of stuff with low editions are going under retail, which never would have happened in the past. Kryptoni's buying them under 50.
Things nobody cares about.
And another thing I forgot to mention about, and I wanted to mention about VeVe, like Biggest Bro said, Ray Dixie is back in the building. People are excited about it. Ray Dixie is tweeting about VeVe again. He had disappeared for a while. The prince from Africa. I don't even know what country he's from. Do you think that's a big deal, Mo, or what do you think? What do you think his plans are? Because he changed his name. He changed his name on Twitter because I was the person who discovered that he had changed his name, and then he started selling off his stuff with his new name. But he wasn't like selling a lot of stuff. He would sell a golden moment every once, like
bro.
Every once in a while, but he wouldn't even list it at floor price. He would list it a couple above floor price and wait for it to sell. So he's still got a huge collection, I'm sure.
I
don't know how trustworthy he is.
I feel like guys like with a Ray Fixie, and you got guys like fucking Randy Chavez, where apparently his channel's worth like $950 billion today.
Don't get me started.
But you have guys like this, and I feel like it's the VeVe version of Pinky and the Brain. Where it's like two fucking retards in a fucking lab trying to figure shit out, and they're like, what are we gonna do today? It's like, oh, we try to scam over all the VeVe fucking sheep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, that's what it always feels like. I never feel like there's any genuine push behind any of this. When I hear them talk, when I look at them, when I read their posts, it just all seems really inauthentic and fucking dirty. I mean, listen, I talk a lot of shit, and I like to put things on pedestals every now and then. But I still just like to call it like I see it. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter, but...
I don't know. I don't feel that way about Ray Fixie. I think he's more of like a naive millionaire. I think he really believes that VeVe is going to do the damn thing, but like Smart Buy said, he's still selling stuff right now. He just checked and he's still selling stuff, but it's not like he's selling everything. So maybe he's selling to buy. He's definitely tweeting about it more often. And he was definitely a big name in the community for a long time. BA says, just want to let Mo know that I sold my secret mouse last year. Secret rare mouse. What'd you get for it, BA? I don't know if I remember you saying that.
That's comment of the fucking year right there. That made me laugh so hard if my camera was on. You would have seen that. You would have seen the pearly whites.
he says, was just going to say that, Big A. Good thing you parted it off. Yeah. Go ahead and pick it up, Mo.
I'm on the hunt.
Kryptoni says, Senior Brown Wolby went ballistic. Oh, the secret rare Brown Wolby. That used to be worth a lot. I didn't know it went up more. I thought most of it was going down in price. I know my Becky Clooners are going down. Somebody like crashed the market on those. Smart Buy says he even sold a few prides too. Yeah, but he's got like a lot. He's got a lot of those, but they're so cheap right now. I don't know why he would sell. Big A says, Ray
And
fixes
listen, I'm sorry.
videos.
I don't even really know these fucking people, so I'm only really just talking shit. But listen, whatever they're doing, I just personally feel like people that they always come back when the getting's good, and it's like, oh, it'd be prime time to make money on fucking idiots again in the market, and then they come back, and it's like, I much rather respect the people that sat there and fucking struggled through all the bullshit and they fucking fought it out. You know what I mean?
That's
And
kind of
they
why I
may-
don't want to stream again on Sunday because I'm coming back like that. It's been a while. But I
you
kinda
also
leave and
had
go
the
every
people that
once in a
know
while.
you and they tune in either to the show or they follow you on Twitter. Like, you're still in the mix. Like, it's not like you just fucking vanished, but
Still fun.
you know.
Big A
Yeah,
says,
exactly. Like, you know, we still talk about him on a weekly basis.
Big A says Ray Fixie tweeted a week ago that he's not back. I think he likes the engagement he's getting and milking it because I believe he's selling and not buying. And he went quiet on his Twitter for like a year, like over a year. So I thought he had maybe a second Twitter or something because he's a recording artist. It's kind of weird that he just came back out of nowhere and he's tweeting about it, but he's not actually back. Florida State Makeover says Davis saying that they're expecting another wave of users soon. What happened to the big announcement? David, you said there's this huge announcement.
That was the
coming.
announcement. It was the announcement of the announcement.
Where's the announcement, y'all? What was the announcement exactly? I never did figure that out. Rob T says Ray's looking to affiliate sign up unlimited people from cities we never heard of. I told Ray he needs to do my channel the way Mr. MC1 did Randy Chavez's channel by
Ah.
10%. It's
There
worth a
you
lot.
go.
Big A says,
See, and that's
why
why I was saying, I was just joking, Ray. I didn't know. You want to give some equity and tales from the crypto? I mean, we're here for you, bub. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
here.
Big
Yeah.
A said he sold his secret amounts for 8,000.
Randy Chavez, you can keep your shit. I don't want none of your money.
I don't know how
You know,
that
you're
is.
worth fucking
worth $1
$700
million.
trillion these days, apparently.
Abdullah says, what are your guys' thoughts on bounties? Do you think they are legit or does VeVe arrange them / help in some way so VeVe sales drop? So many bounties recently. Yeah, I guarantee VeVe's are not allowed to do bounties. So it makes sense to me that they would, I don't know, would they pay Comics and Crypto to do it? Because why would Comics and Crypto pay 5,000 for this? I mean, do they care enough that they would actually pay out of their own money for something like that? Maybe they have enough gems that they would. Or is it all arranged by VeVe? What do you think, Mo? You think VeVe's arranging these bounties, or the Comics and Crypto doing it on their own?
We're getting into some conspiracy here, right? This is like all the Democrats working with mainstream media. Potentially. I mean, it would be beneficial for all parties, right?
Right.
VeVe's like, you know, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We can support you guys in this way. You know, if there was like a bounty program out there, because VeVe's sitting there going like, all right, we grease fucking Comics and Crypto, however they do it, right? Isn't it them?
Yep.
And
Probably
then
just like Comics and Crypto, if they actually get the bounty, they pay the bounty, and Comics Crypto gets to keep that collectible.
yeah, what I'm saying, but just think about how much money if someone like has a bounty out, and there are people out there, maybe even like myself, who was like, oh, I might go for one comic if the fucking bounty was
Right.
good enough. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and if I'm
Smart.
sitting around saying that, maybe 500 or 1,000 other people might sit around saying that. Now you talk about 500 to 1,000 more units sold, which is making more money for VeVe. So again, it would keep greasing the fucking wheel, so to speak, and it would make sense.
Rob T's buying it. He believes the conspiracy theory. Let me know in the chat if y'all think that it is arranged or if Comics and
Legally,
Crypto-
I doubt they're able to do any of that. Coming
up,
from
Adriel
someone who
Darrow?
tried
Good
to
to
get
see you,
paid
sir.
from, crypto companies in the past.
Chill, kitty. All right. Smart Boss says, I've been telling everyone from 2 years plus constantly that we need transfers back. Everybody's been saying that. Yeah, Ray Fixie said the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it here a lot. I don't understand why they don't bring transfers back. The only reason I can think of is that they don't make any money off of it. Kryptonian says, Vault is definitely the exception. Thank you, Kryptonian. Yeah, I might just come and go every once in a while. That's the way I do it around here. Florida State says they're just trying to steal Vault's ideas. No, that's Big E. That's informant stealing my ideas. Florida State says, oh, sorry. Kryptonian says, I
plead
want
the
numerous
fifth.
things. I want numerous things on Vault streams. I miss having the big old giveaways. If VeVe was supporting me the way they support other content creators in the community, they would hook me up and let me do my own big old giveaways because they were fun and people were involved and it got people interested. It made a lot of only collectors into NFT collectors for the first time. Big A says we went from Ben saying something and always following through back to Hashtag soon. No AMAs. No community updates. Yeah, I think it was definitely better when they had their own, like, I call them a spokesperson, but co-CEO being Rose. Doodles says constantly dropping bounties, and a lot of them are on mid collectibles. Are they doing that now? Something seems fishy. I didn't know they were doing that. So they're just doing it on mid stuff now.
I miss
Smart
what's his
says,
face, Alex.
yeah, I like Alex. I didn't never
Right?
told him I liked him. I
Is that the
pretend
right
I didn't
guy?
like
Am I
him.
thinking of the right guy?
He's kind of smart. And he actually tweets now a little bit about BB every once in a while. Like he'll say some snarky stuff, and then people will always jump on it. Sometimes he gets to delete it. Smart Guy says 100% BB bounty dude. Why bounty only on newer stuff with older collectibles and comic with top mints available on market for so long? No doubt that this is clever marketing. So everybody thinks the conspiracy theory is true, and I agree. Biggest Bro said the big old giveaway will always be the biggest gift swap in BB history. Yeah, we did a lot of them too. I don't even remember how many.
It's so easy to sell conspiracy, man. Especially nowadays with people being so fucking just like content fucking fried and shit. It's like real life is so boring. Like if you hear the truth most of the time, you're like, that's not really exciting me enough. You got anything else? I need some fucking dopamine. Give me a conspiracy.
Yeah, pretty much. Big Gay says, I feel like they are spending a lot of money on these bounties. I would hope there's some quid pro quo with BB. Yeah, I'm sure there is. Are they actually paying the bounties? Like, how many bounties actually get paid? Because I know a lot of these collectibles don't sell out. So a lot of times those special mint numbers don't even get minted. Or VeVe gets them, which happens quite a bit. Bob T says they get gems for other things. Wink, wink. That sounds about right. Big O giveaway. Those were the crazy days. Rob T says, like, Discord members get pegged in gems. They get pegged in collectibles. We used to look up every peg day for the Discord moderators and see the collectibles they got. They used to get some good stuff, too. Alex sends a cryptic tweet every once in a while. Yes, I noticed that. And Ben also tweets weird cryptic stuff. Oh, I haven't seen that. Interesting. Mo, it seems like we get more viewers at the end of the stream. I don't know. What do y'all think in the chat? Should we change the hours up? I was kind of thinking maybe we should change the order, the way we do stuff. Maybe talk about BD or crypto first and politics last, since we usually go on about that. I don't know. What do y'all
I know, but then
on
it's like I feel like you're like light sometimes, and depending on what the topic is, we're like lighting a fuse that might simmer the entire show. I like politics when we just get it off and we just pop it and let it go, and then it's like, all right, now we just unwind. We're not really we're on the same page. We're talking about VeVe and crypto. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't go 6 to 8 maybe.
Let us know what you think in the chat. Big A says Myron fan Ryan has started tweeting again. Myron fan never got over the outfit you put him in on your thumbnail. I mean, he earned that one, bro. Ryan, the racist former employee. I know what's his name? NFT Pirates doesn't like me now because I called out Ryan and he's good friends with Ryan. But the dude was tweeting some crazy stuff. RB says BB still needs to publish exact sold prices on the market. So they not do that. I know everything goes through Stacker now. So like I said, I haven't gone for a drop in like a month at least. So I'm kind of out of the loop. But I just got my computer back, so I plan on streaming this weekend at least that Red Metallic Spider-Man drop. So maybe we'll start streaming a little bit more every once in a while. And we'll always be doing these Tuesday drops, except for next week. Next Tuesday is my son's open house from 5 to 7 on Tuesday. So I'm not sure if we're going to do the stream later that night or the next day. Hopefully we'll be able to bring it to you. I might end up skipping the week, but I will be busy on Tuesday from 5 to 7 next week.
Might actually be a good test if we did try to go from like 7 to 9 or 7 to 8 even, you know what I'm saying? And just see what the viewership looked like, because who knows? And you are right, and it happened last week too. I noticed it when we talked about it. It was like, yeah, the viewership really does start to grow more towards like the 6:15 to 7 o'clock window.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, you can always go back and watch on VOD, but I love reading the live takes in the chat. So
yeah, Big Gay likes the idea of starting about an hour later. Kryptonian says, unpopular take, I still believe, don't shoot me. He's still a BB. Homie. I'm starting to believe too, Kryptonian. We were talking about this big Mr. Mancave Scandal with all the autographs, collectibles now being thought of as probably being counterfeit, and the fact that technology is going to advance to the point where everything's going to be counterfeit. So it makes sense that NFTs would become the new collectibles. Opti said they give you the price of the next thing on the market as sold, right? So they don't give you the exact price it's sold for. Florida State says I made the metallic Spider-Man work. Wait, what? He says, I'll be on tomorrow morning for SS1. Big A, are you streaming drops yourself, or are you just doing it over on the Informant channel? I don't know how anybody can watch that Informant, dude. He's just such a tryhard. Kryptonian says, speaking of, I just copped the MMP FPC folding carbine. I don't know what you're talking about, but is that a gun or something? Okay, I'll silently check it out, and good luck all who goes. Thank you, Rob T. Yeah, all right. So it's
Yes.
about time to wrap her up. You got anything else for the day for this week, Bo?
No, that's it. I'm gonna probably chill out for a little bit. I got I had $5 in my casino account, and I wound up spinning it up to like 170 last night. So,
Nice. On
probably gonna
stream?
sit down. No, not on stream. I just happened to log in. I was like, because depending on how much I played, they've been doing like Bitcoin airdrops. So I guess they airdropped me like $4 worth, and then Bitcoin went up. I didn't even know I had it. I was like, oh, I got $5, 5 and change sitting in there. I was like, let me just spin it on my favorite game. First spin, got in on a fucking super bonus, and paid
cool.
like 60, 70 bucks. And I just been spinning my way up. So probably hang out, catch up on that, and that's about it, man.
Yes, sir. I'm going to be working on my eBay store. I just picked up a bunch of stuff at the Goodwill outlet today. And I just got my computer back a couple hours ago, so I might even set that up tonight and start rebuilding my old
There you
live
go.
streams. Yeah, the Big A Drop Show sounds awesome. I don't know about the Big E one. You should do it by yourself, Big A. Just kidding. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for hanging out with us this Tuesday. We appreciate you. We're probably going to be back next Tuesday at a different time. We might try out like we were talking about 7 to 9 next week because I have something to do during 5 to 7 hours. And then we can kind of check out that new time slot and see what the viewership is like. Mo, you got anything planned this week besides slots? You doing any live streaming?
Yeah, actually, I was going to mention that too. So Friday, just follow me on Twitter. Stay tuned. I'm back on for the Right Turf Championships on PFL after my little mental breakdown. They decided to let me back into the fray a little bit. I'm going to sit at the kiddie table before I dive back into the deep end. But yeah, it was cool. They reached out to me. And listen, we talked about it. They knew I was going through some shit mentally and physically with all the dental stuff and whatever. But I'm back. So Friday night, catch me on my channels on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, maybe X, maybe TikTok, depending if I get those verified and set up. But Friday night, we'll see you there for horse racing, race calls, and all that good stuff. Thank you, Vault. Thank you, chat.
Yeah,
And we will
everybody,
catch-
including Florida State Makeover.
Oh, yeah,
he
sorry,
just
it's just-
asked if you want to follow Mo on his channels, just go to his Twitter account. You can get connected to all his channels from there. And I've got his channel, his Twitter account linked down in the description below. And Rob T, that's a good point. They're not mint numbers anymore. I'll call them serial numbers. Makes more sense. Do you see how 65 CryptoPunks sold? What? Man,
Yeah, I
they're
think
saying
somebody
that, right?
fucking swept the floor or some shit.
Yeah, they're saying that the NFT boom is coming. That's why it's time to get back into VeVe. Who knows? Maybe it is. I don't know. Not financial advice. Thank you
Or
guys
there
in
are
the
people
chat
with
for
just a
hanging
lot of
out.
fuck you money who want to convince other people that the market's coming back, so they're taking that money so they can fuck you later. That's the pump and dump mentality, but we'll find out. All right, brother. Thanks again, man. Chat. See you next Tuesday.
Later. You have to end it because my mouse says it's not working, so I can't even end the stream.
When the
You guys
moon's
want to meet
hanging
up?
low,
We're good.
there's a
We're good.
place